Welcome, my lovely days, to another freezing cold session of the Dark Manor. I'm wrapped all up in my comfy blankets because it is actually quite cold today. Like -6 or -7 or something like that. Chilly Willy is down here in the southeast of old bonny Ingerland. When last we left off, our Dark Delvers happened to make their way into the deeper depths of the Winter Woods. Really alliterating my arse off here. You found a delightful Thanksgiving party and had yourself a feast of delicious, tasty snackaroonies. You consumed much and received, well, the satisfaction of eating lots of food. And isn't that what life's all about? At the same time, you came to an agreement with the individual running the feast, the mistress of festivities, and convinced her to escort you to the Winter Castle as opposed to a fight to the death. And considering you resolutely kicked a lot of ass, she agreed. She's like, yeah, dying seems like a not very fun thing to happen. Peace. So after kicking everyone's asses, you moved on. Ain't that great? That's how that works.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's not all easy peasy travel. It gets pretty fucking cold on your way down there, and although the Guardian of Festivities is wearing nothing but a gown and seems completely unbothered, that is not a capability most of you have. So, would everyone please give me a Constitution ability check?
I have
Constitution
passive
ability
resist
check.
cold 10. Can I just not?
Oh, you don't get
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Does cold yeah, I was going to say.
If you have cold resist 10, you are fine.
What about 5?
I'm fucked.
Then you need to do a con check still, but you have a bonus.
Nice.
I'm not made for this cold.
Yeah, okay. So everyone who got lower than an 20? Yes, anyone who got lower than a 20 is going to take about 10 cold damage and feeling pretty miserable by the time you get there.
Okay. Well, the misery is par for the course.
Obviously, this does things like go through armor. Your armor can't protect you from just like passively becoming cold and that hurting you, by the way. But I think you passed your one, didn't? No, Lizet got a 19, not a 20.
Yeah, I rolled a 9.
Sucks to suck.
Sure does. I took off 10 already.
Cool. I must remember to grab Menelaus and pull him onto this map. Eventually, you are taken to a beautiful structure of what appears to be kind of like close to navy blue, ice cold stone. The structure has a large number of fountains that have dramatically frozen over in their like a mid-flow, essentially, so they've all taken on quite artful shapes and colors. And the Guardian smiles at you all. Now, there are a couple of entrances in there, but I assume you want to go in through the real front door, yes?
That would be nice.
Yes.
Well, okay then.
Unless there's, like,
come here.
a real door that's less guarded.
No, not really. The other doors look like entryways and are, in fact, more guarded. Cunning, I know. Let's see here. All right, so everyone stand in the circle, please, and click your heels together. And she gestures you into a little ring of stone lanterns, in the center of which appears to be an icy blue-colored rune.
All right.
Sure hope it works with hooves.
Oh, it should be just fine. Heck, it works with quadrupeds clapping their back paws together.
I'm good.
I was gonna say Kazakh claps his
Clap,
cheeks.
clap. Yep. All right. As you click various appendages together, you find that this softly glowing icy blue rune explodes into a dazzling burst of color that has you all shielding your eyes before you appear in a corridor, or at least some kind of a foyer. There are perfectly neatly carved stones that make up the floor and surprisingly plush carpet. The smell of dissociate them with all those like wintry smells, like the winterberry and cinnamon, all of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very frosty and piney. It's quite pleasant. It is, of course, bitterly cold, but you aren't freezing to death in here. You seem to all settle at what you would consider to be just about the point of comfort. And while you are standing there, the glowing ring disappears.
This is surprisingly comfy.
The Guardian tilts her head. What would make it surprising?
I would thought Winterfell liked it colder.
Oh, well, I mean, it's colder for those that like it colder.
So it adjusts based on your perception?
Essentially, it will always feel just a little bit brisk.
That's neat.
It's generally how we always feel, although to be at a temperature that impacts us in such a way would be deathly cold for many mortals.
I see. Well, looks like we have friends here, don't we?
So, well, they're my friends, yes. I didn't know you knew them.
I'm using the term friends loosely.
Oh, well, no, you should use the friend. You should say it like you mean it. Walks forward. Hello, I've brought visitors who bested us most clearly and deliberately. And we would like to enter. And she does a very exacerbated bow. Most of the creatures all share curious looks with one another until what appears to be a frozen blue gentleman with a like rock solid, because it's been frozen in place, beard will walk ahead, adjusting a little business shirt.
Holy shit.
Well,
I see that the Queen's request to be left alone has been completely ignored then. Is that the case? Guardian tilts her head. We did everything to the word and did our very best to stop them. And then after failing and doing our very best to stop them, we have agreed to bring them to the Queen. The man frowns and shakes his head. That's... all right, fair enough, but unfortunately, your promises do not extend to this foyer, or really any entryway in the castle. You seem to have skirted around a large number of the perimeter guards.
Sounds like you're gonna make this tough for us then.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Well, I can give you two options here. We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way. Now, the hard way involves you all being beat up. Really, the choice is yours.
You're very sure of yourselves. The Guardian shrugs. They certainly kicked our asses. Yes,
Just a
I'm
little
sure,
bit.
after you fed them and got shit-faced. No doubt. Shut up.
You know she's not the first one we fought, right? We killed off Saoirse as well.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you don't know the demon that's been bothering you in the entire forest for the past while?
Oh, well, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Although you appear to have robbed us of a enjoyable hunt.
Well, if you appreciate
No, what are
it,
we going to do? It's going to get boring here
if you
again.
appreciate it, you
Oh, you're
could
just
just
gonna
let us
sit on your ass and
go
get drunk all
by.
day.
I don't want to, though. That would be boring.
Mm-mm.
The Guardian sighs and fucking throws her hands up. That's right.
Well, we appreciate it. Okay.
Honestly, it's just one in the long list of what this whole entire adventuring crew has done.
What? Getting fights?
Well, fight specifically,
Yeah.
but more importantly, the degree of fighting that we've done.
Oh, is that a temperature joke? If so, I appreciate a good pun.
Sure, why not?
Let's see here. Oh, and then what is your game? Why have you come in the first place? Why do you give a shit?
Well, the forest is really cold, and
Because
we'd
you
like it to not be that cold. It's really not.
But we like it cold.
Well, yeah, but the workers that we have in town, it kills them, so.
Well, then that's a shame for the workers. I don't follow.
We need them alive to do the work?
What work, though? They don't have to come into the... They can get jobs elsewhere, I'm sure. Have they tried being jesters?
Well, no, they're specifically lumberjacks, and this is the forest that we need to harvest lumber from for our town.
Your understanding of our economical systems is hilariously lacking.
Look, you're either unemployed or you're a clown. Let's face
What?
it.
Oh, so you're a clown then?
Me? I suppose, yes, technically, I'm very entertaining. Or I was. Sometimes I am, and sometimes I'm not. Today I'm feeling very neat and tidy.
You do look very well pressed and organized.
Oh, thank you. I starched this shirt myself.
It
Just
is
a stiff
very-
shirt.
Very nice shirt, I gotta say.
Oh, yes. Where was I? Oh, yes. I mean, to be fair, a lot of you do look like the Queen's type. How do you feel about becoming statues, being put in a lovely little statuary? Looks blondes and redheads.
Violently opposed to that.
About
Oh.
that,
As
we
fun
ha-
as it would be to have a statue of myself, I'm afraid I don't want to be a statue specific.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, it's painless. You won't even notice.
In your own words, it'd be quite boring.
Not for you. It'll just happen, and then a whole bunch of time will pass, and one day you won't be on ice, and the whole world will have changed. Think about how exciting that might be.
God, it's gonna be like that fucking time with that goddamn dryad all over again. I don't want to lose 10 years of my life again.
What?
No. Shh.
Huh?
Talk about this later.
Yes, no, I get it. But please, only 10 years. Tisk tisk.
Okay, well, if you're not gonna let
Um,
us through, then we're gonna have to go through you.
Ugh, fine.
That means you'll let us through?
No, I mean, you're gonna have to try and go
Oh.
through us? I don't know.
Can't say we didn't try.
Give me a diplomacy or an intimidate.
Sure.
He
Alright.
looks like he's riding that fucking line between duty and complete ambivalence.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll give it.
It seems like it'd be a lot of effort.
Okay, I guess I'll help you there. 29? Or is your assisting
Probably
me? One of the
you
two.
assisting me, since I was rolling first.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yours would have
Alright,
been
29 then.
intimidate.
He sighs and let me double check. What are your defenses, my home guy? 29 does beat his will.
Nice.
Nice.
Let's see. All right, to defeat us in some other way that isn't fighting, then what would you consider sporting?
Thyrenne will glance at Katsa
Guardian is
like
correct.
Hands off?
considering just throwing the elf
Mhm.
boy at it, but no, that would be horrible.
Yeah, no, the Guardian shrugs and goes, "Yeah, I guess he's under an oath as well." At which point, the well-dressed man grins and nods. Indeed, we have to be defeated in some manner.
Oh.
Does it matter the competition, or just has to be a competition of some kind?
Yes, something you can definitively say has a winner and a loser. That's how that
Challenge
works.
him to arm wrestling.
Alright, how about an arm wrestle?
Huh. Well, I suppose so. Would you like to be the one to do the wrestling?
Yeah.
All right. Choose your foe. He gestures around the room.
Hmm. let's see here. Well, you're already right here. Why not? You seem to be the leader of them.
Oh, well, that's very nice of you to say, but sure, all right then. And you can all watch as he sort of summons into being a frozen cold table. Dunk lands down on the floor between the two of you. Just draw you a little icy blue shape. Badunk. There we go. So, when you place your elbow upon this table, I'm going to need an endurance test first.
Okay.
Because it is a frozen cold table. All
How
right,
about
so you
18?
take 10 cold damage.
I just keep taking this cold damage.
Yep. You're in a winter palace. And then, yeah, you watch as he unbuttons slowly one of his sleeves,
Oh boy.
rolls it up businessman style, clenches one of his hands into a fist, and you can see he's got a wicked fucking pump on all of a sudden, and then he will place a heavy arm on the table, and you feel the weight of it like tremor through this thing. It strikes you that this man is probably not meant to be a medium-sized creature.
Fucking ripped.
All right. So athletics.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna use an action point and fucking re-roll that.
Okay.
Can I roll above a 3?
No.
Nope. Oh, wait.
How about 24? That's
That's better.
18. 18.
Oh,
I
rolled
beat
a
him.
3. Terrible.
Wait,
I wonder,
also
you know
rolled
what?
a
He's
3.
going to roll an action point. He needs to roll better than a 3, I would say. The two of you. Okay. So, as you both like fucking just lay in, at the very first point, both of you are like, I'm clearly not trying hard enough. And you both get this fucking wicked fire in your eyes, and then both of you begin to contest harder. The table begins to shake and tremble, and you can see cracks spreading out across the ice. Well, the two of you, it looks like fucking whipcords made of iron hiding beneath skin made of stone. Just this wicked two statues dueling so hard. And then finally, kabrunch! The table breaks down between the two of you. He frowns and scratches his chin. I think we might have to call that one a tie.
I believe so.
Shakes his hand off a couple of times. Well, who next, I suppose? I'll pick out someone else here for you. You, Tiny. And this pixie flits over like, you're fucking kidding, right? It's only fair. Oh, no, come on. You missed bringing your next challenger. You can't take
yes,
all
yes.
of the fun. And he
True.
gestures another table into existence.
Tahru.
All right.
The small fairy looks between, like, looks relieved when Lizet steps away, and then sees Tahru approach the table, just fucking sweats. Let's see here. What's your strength? You're a Glaura. Which means, let's see here. Oh no! You poor baby. Oh shit. Okay.
Oh.
I mean, you
Squish.
You
That was
fucking
just my
drive.
strength too.
Yeah, you drive this fairy entirely through the table. Kabrash! It sounds
So
like
actually,
someone.
that was a 34 if that was supposed to be
Yeah.
athletic.
Excellent. Yeah. It sounds a lot like someone had like a one of those like a server's tray, and that server's tray had been filled, like stacked unlevelly with plates and bowls. Just imagine like a 12 high stack. Each of them is full of soup, and then that is just dumped on the ground in one singular motion. That is the sound of this fairy being like driven through the table and then exploding into a pile of snowflakes.
Oh,
Well,
Huh.
I
Huh.
felt that one.
oh.
Oof.
Well,
oh,
I guess
you'll
we
feel it
win.
later.
I suppose so.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, she comes back, right?
Maybe. He shrugs.
You know, I feel like that's no longer our
if
problem.
if she died, then she died to become part of this story. I don't know what you expect from us. Contest is a contest, and that one put their life on the line. Who's next? And he looks at all the rest of these critters, and now it's just like animal intelligences. Can they sense danger? Do you sense danger? Let's see here. What are your stats, Home Slice? The big thing here has its will as its lowest stat, but it is also very wise, so it probably knows fear.
Don't worry, we can teach it.
Yeah, it knows fear. It slowly just puts up its gigantic, horrifying, shadowy clawed hands, and you're like, oh no, this thing looks like it's gonna be a real challenge. And then surrenders when it keeps its hands both up. Really? Oh, well. No one
God,
else? No one at all?
That's adorable.
Looks around the room. Cats made of bristling, icy thorns all just sort of step back. Ugh, fine. I guess we admit defeat. He looks a little bit disappointed that he doesn't get to watch one of you arm wrestle a gigantic claw monster, but sighs and relents, wiping out the table between you both. Through the door, don't fuck with the statuary, or the queen will kill you.
Understandable.
Very well.
A large
Now, when you
creature
said-
steps away from the wall. It looks like it had been busy being a wall. Kaplunk, 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 kaplunk.
Okay, that door down there then.
Sneaky
gonna ask.
bugger.
Okay.
As you continue on your way down, someone has clearly gone to a lot of effort to cover the walls in beautiful carvings that appear to be made out of ice themselves, despite the fact this is clearly a structure of solid stone. There's just like a glossy shimmer to the whole lot of it.
It is pretty.
Oh, certainly a lot of work into it.
Yeah, they certainly get a name presentation. Look at this fucking place.
Ah, thank you. I chiseled those myself. And he
Nice
pats
job.
his gigantic bicep again.
Would you be interested in a job in the future? Like a part-time position.
I'm sure at some point in the future I will be, yes.
Probably
I
won't be
can't
a
really
laptop.
speak for my permanent lifetime, can I? I haven't lived it yet.
A good thing to note down then.
Hey, you're gonna put this guy on your Rolodex.
You're gonna give him a card?
All right, you can put him down as Jacques Chill.
Interesting name. Let's just jot it down.
Thank you very much. I picked it myself.
A man of taste and talent. Good to see.
Look, if you wanted to give me a blowjob, you only had to ask. Although I suspect it's probably not a good idea for someone with a warm mouth, you'd get stuck to it.
I'm sure you wouldn't be opposed to that, though.
Too sober to
Ah.
make bad life decisions at the moment.
Let's not.
You get trapped to him like an ice pole, like a lamppost in winter. There. Cum shot hits you, but it's actually just powdery snow. It's like a slush puppy. Yeah, definite Alistair moment. Oh shit, I was being too charming, and now this man wants to lay me down and take me to Browntown.
Oh no.
Alrighty. Ba-da-da-bum.
Oh, look at that! Lightning from
Who am
Final
I
Fantasy
missing?
13 is here.
Let's see here. I'm missing a snip snop token. Grab and pull the man in. Yeah, down at the end of the corridor, you can see that there are two faintly glowing individuals just sort of stood chatting. They haven't really looked in your direction at all.
All right. Well, I mean, might as well start walking down there. That's where we gotta go, I believe.
Yeah.
These statues I'm seeing here,
Yes, indeed. They appear to be people either made of or encased in ice. You assume encased because there's a lot of color that appears to be present. To one side of you, you can see it. There is a beautiful red-headed lady,
Oh, pretty.
Wow.
and there
Nice.
appears to be a Pegasus. There appear to be two monsters side by side, one insectile in appearance.
Typical Tyrannid.
Yep. And the other one, noodly and squiggly in appendage.
Mm,
Okay,
Tahru, keep up.
As you move even further down, you can see
Yep.
that there are a couple of fey individuals. One appears to be a woman in a dress made of stone and black silk. One appears to be some kind of cat individual covered in luminous green
Oh, she's
makeup.
cute.
It looks like
Interesting.
venom is dripping from fangs that has frozen in midair.
Very cute.
interesting.
And down in this layer, you can see that there are some redheads. One appears to be a charming red-headed elven maiden wearing a flowing white dress, and one appears to be a red-headed individual of indeterminate gender wearing a two-piece like exercising suit.
How many of these people do you think were
Nice.
willing
Probably
participants?
0.
And
No,
how
no,
many
no
of them do you
care.
think are even from this plane?
I suppose the redhead's probably the dryad that's missing.
No, you guys rescued
Oh,
that
did
dryad.
we?
Yeah, we
Yep.
rescued
I
the
thought there was
dryad.
another one that was still in the in the
Yes.
palace. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Nope.
That's squiggly being. Can I, like, do I know what kind of squiggly being it is, or just squiggly being?
You can make an Arcana test.
Okay.
I'm sure they probably knows us by now, like since we're starting to actually walk up.
Yeah. It is some kind of horrifying beast from beyond the stars whose noodliness is impacted by their ability to fuck with people's
Brains.
brains.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Lizet, as you reach the what appear to be like solid frozen black, like jade obsidian, stares the woman here to the side with the fancy pink hair and the leather arming coat, will place their hand upon the hilt of a rapier. Come no closer. You stand before the Queen of Winter.
Good.
That was fast.
What do you mean, good? Of course it is. How about you bow, peasant?
Bowing? No,
Yeah,
no, I
I
don't
give a
think
little
so.
courtesy.
She inclines her head to those that bow and curtsy, then frowns more deeply at Lizet. Oh, then you are not welcome in this court. Begone.
Yeah, about that.
Fine, if you need a little bit of a bow for that, then I'll give you a little tiny one.
I gotta say, I'm not the most diplomatic person
Pardon
here.
my
She
comrade's
quirks her brow,
brashness.
clearly
She is,
unimpressed.
bullheaded, as you might suspect from her horns.
Of course. Well, every company needs a muscular idiot, I suppose. Well, do keep her on a leash.
Oh, happily. Erin starts rustling around in her backpack.
Put you
Now
on a
then.
leash.
Now then, what brings you before the Queen?
Oh, we are here to formally request that you, stop freezing the entire forest.
The knight turns to face the Queen, and she tilts her head in consternation. At which point the knight nods and turns to face you. Why would a ladyship do such a
Because
thing?
it is harming the nearby communities. And in her graciousness and magnanimousness, she would clearly not wish to do so unportly.
The Queen smirks a little bit, and the knight clears her throat. She would be willing to do so if you join her statuary.
Hmm.
Yeah? How long for?
An indeterminate amount of time, until she is bored of looking about the... She pauses. The lady's curvaceous, buxom beauty. There's an exasperated sigh in the knight's voice at that follow-up assertion. The queen nods justly. That is to say, probably a long time, in which case.
And we can't do that.
And I'm
Maybe
assuming you mean
we can
all
settle
of
on some kind of middle ground. Maybe it's frozen only certain times of a year.
Like, say, during only the winter season.
I was going to say, you mean winter?
Yeah,
Because we
you
would like
know.
it to be cold all the time, and for summer to
Yes,
just leave
and
us the
most-
fuck alone.
And most people wouldn't like it
Pardon
to
my
be cold all
language.
the time.
Well, that's unfortunate for them. They should stay out of our land.
Mm, technically, this.
The queen clicks her tongue. She goes, ugh, the queen's land.
Well, see, there are forces that dispute your claim to this land and would very much like to compromise in not having it be cold all the time.
The queen taps her fingers upon her elbow. She crosses her arms beneath the prodigious chest. Name your terms. What is this trade offering, then? If you will not join the statuary, what? Do you bring suited
Perhaps
tribute?
an offering of gold and gems on the regular? There are productive mines nearby.
Mercury.
The knight tilts her head. Why would anyone want mercury? That stuff's just poison.
But it's beautiful when
Shit.
it's very cold.
For you too?
Yeah, but you don't want it to be
Well,
very
in your
cold, do you?
palace, presumably, it would still be cold. I'm not saying that you can't keep the temperature in here the way you like it.
I thought you guys might have more use for this stuff.
Yeah, the knight begins to speak up again, but she's silenced. Like the queen holds up a hand. She definitely can't see the queen's hand moving, but she still goes silent. Very well. Can you produce a ton of sapphires a month? She begins with apparently she learned to bargain at high baller school.
Scow, what's our sapphire mine production looking like these days?
Do we even have a sapphire like mining portion? I don't think we do.
Good question.
Didn't it skip straight to
Your
the emerald
domain
layer?
You have
has
lots of different gems. but-
coal stone, tin, quicksilver, copper, lead, iron, silver, gold, emerald, diamond. You
Yeah, I
could
was
offer
thinking like a
diamonds.
reduced portion. Like, what's our diamond output? Presumably we don't have a ton.
Probably like at the moment 200 gold in diamonds a month. That said, it's only 200 gold in diamonds as far as material components are worth. Like, it's very hard to get people to just buy wholesale diamonds at the moment.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. Thyrenne will ballpark that weight out in diamonds.
Every month.
Yeah, we can do that.
It's good for a beginning.
Beginning.
Well, yes, you don't just start a compromising bargain with one trade and call everything quits, do you?
Good.
Well,
No,
at
we
least you're open
wouldn't.
about the compromising part.
Let's see here. A tribute of blondes or redheads?
I see where this is going.
That's a hard
Not
no.
to join the
Mm.
Unless people come up here
statuary,
willingly.
but
Unless they come up here willingly, then we're not just going to hand over
yeah,
people
that's a
to
very
you.
limited resource for
Yeah,
us.
no, as far as I'm concerned, that is. This is pretty much just slavery. We're not gonna sell off our folks.
Why would it be slavery? They just get to become art. It's a higher calling for
Oh,
them.
that would very quickly depopulate our entire town. It's really quite small.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just
That would impact the
Yeah, it
tribute
would
coming in.
drop off in less than a year, probably.
You might also be surprised how few people want to become statues. Or you
They
might not be
consider that-
surprised.
The surprise comes in manners. They would probably see who they are to become statues for and be admired by, and then be quite okay with it. She gestures again at the buxom blonde queen with the pretty elfin
Queen
face.
is indeed most beautiful, but most mortals are very particular about their freedom.
7 out of 10. I've seen better.
Wow, that's a low ball. I'd give her at least a 9.
Yeah.
That's on the low side, really. Although I will admit I am very biased towards blondes.
You will see just the barest twitch in this queen's expression, just like an eyebrow goes for a moment. The knight sucks in a breath. You definitely detect the temperature in the room go down by like a lot. The queen has changed her mind. She thinks 400 diamonds
You
a month.
literally can't produce that much.
You'll have to find a way.
I mean, if you're going to be rude and start changing deals, that's not gonna go very far.
We're still in the midst of bargaining, and the value just changed. As you appear to
Altered
have
the
given up
deal.
on some measure of the lady's favor.
Where'd it go, Lizet?
I see where this is going.
And where would that be?
I mean,
Via.
the mine's not infinite anymore. It's not like we
Means
could keep that
violence.
up forever anyway.
I mean, we can keep it up for like 100 years.
So, you have to excuse me, Your Eminence, but we simply cannot guarantee such high production, nor can we hand off our people like that. Our current method of governance doesn't allow us to just give away people for any reason, and you'd be surprised how few people want to be separated from their families, their mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, to become statues. We are either going to come with a much more compromising bargain from your part, or might have to stoop to something as barbaric and basic as violence.
Oh.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh, fuck. I wanted to avoid that. I'm not good at diplomacy.
I mean, that is
Yeah,
I'll
exactly
give
what
you
we
happily
said.
assists. I mean, that's a good one. I mean, it doesn't beat her
Yeah.
defenses, but you could do it with enough assists.
I'll try and assist you, I guess.
But you are the opposite of assistance.
You're right. I shouldn't.
Actually, you know what? No, with that check, they will share a look. The queen will take this into account if you put your pet dragon there on a leash and gag and ride her up and down the ballroom.
Define ride.
Sit upon her back like she is a common base beast.
Thyrenne just bites her lip a little bit.
And I'd love to see this.
Well, you heard her.
Then we will
Sounds-
consider a proper apology and continue with
Right.
the predetermined, respectfully given base price of 200.
Gig up. Come on.
Try it, and I will bite your finger off.
Just one? I got like 9 more.
I have a really nice leash and collar, though. Look, it's even got little padding on the inside.
And I can grow back
What?
my fingers.
I am not one to be
Ah.
leashed.
I'm a very powerful
pretty
cleric.
sure-
Do not question me.
Pretty sure Sylvie's still got that harness armor.
Look, you don't need
Shame.
you do not
Body
need
armor.
magic armor to ride someone like a pony with a bit and bridle.
It
Yeah,
would
but it
really add
makes
to the
it so much
aesthetic, though.
easier.
The difficulty is part of the fun. I mean,
When one says something rude in the face of royalty, they should be expected to pay the price. Clearly, you charge the fate of your pride as worth far more than honorable dealings.
You know, you might not want to be least, but around the world, people pay really good money for that. You would be surprised.
No one would be surprised.
I'm not surprised by it, no.
So that's a hard no.
You would have to force me to do it.
We'll let you
Yes.
force her. If your dragon is bent on defying
So,
your...
like, when
But do we
Clearly
have
you
your
need to
when
word
you're
put
that
talking
your
would
about
dog
lead
through
forcing,
a
to
lot
Lizet,
better
is that like
training.
with a paddle or like actual fighting?
Whatever
I was
gets her to
asking
do
her.
it, clearly.
If you promise thrice to grant us this boon, yeah, maybe.
We won't give away thrice full promises for a maybe.
Then I'm not sure that it would be
Well,
very
I would never
healthy for us to
I
force
would
her
never
to do
turn my blade
anything.
on a companion. I would, however, turn this riding crop on her. I mean, consensually.
The knight waits. She stands there, hands placed like fingers threaded and then resting casually behind her back, soldier style. The queen has gone back to the cross-armed watch. You realize now that she is like sat up against something. There's very, very clear see-through
There's her
ice.
giant ice dildo in there. We get it. So, is that a no,
Sometimes
Lizet?
it's not that.
It is
Oh,
a hard no.
okay.
You can
No,
try and force
I
me
don't
if you
wanna-
wanted to, but
I would
I'm
never
not
do
one
that.
To be...
Hell no. Just toying with us. Even if we did force you to do that, we
Oh, well.
still wouldn't get what we want. This is the Fae we're dealing with.
No, we
I
wouldn't.
don't agree with that.
And eventually, once they have tired of our tribute or
Well,
whatever, they
you
demand more.
insult us. I can't believe that.
I'm not insulting you. I'm giving you
No,
credit for your
no.
cunningness. You are
Oh, I'm
smart.
not
You get
insulting
what
Fae
you
at
want.
all. I'm simply stating what they do.
What we do is take an oath and keep it. Sometimes
you get
words are
bored.
bent. No, until words can be bent around for sure, but a compact made in fairness and honesty is always upheld. Even in cases where they might be punishing to us, we have maintained such brutal honesty.
That is true.
Indeed, it is individuals such as yourselves that are far less trustworthy. A word means far, far less than anything. An apology is not for the act committed, but merely for the sake of being caught. And so, that is why our price for the homage of pride is for your own pride to take, thus a sundering. You are unwilling to match us upon this matter, and so you make it clear that you do not intend to honor any such dealings. Am I speaking plainly to you, Dragonling, or do I need to make it stupider?
As long as you're clear, that only applies to her.
Speaking crystal clear.
I am a doggo of my word.
Honor and loyalty is kept by many. It is judged by the people you keep it with.
This is what I'd like to call an awkward position.
She can make a diplomacy. Like, Lizet is stuck in her way. She is, growing up, she has never seen Fae actually be, like, good in keeping their words. It's always been finding every which way to get around them with her mother.
Sure, she's probably gonna make and intimidate because she's better at that. Does a 27 beat your will?
It meets it.
In which case you are quote-unquote hit by this attack, such as it is. She does look to you to be genuinely insulted on the sake of her queen. And indeed, the only rise you got out of her, that being the quirk of her brow at the very least, was accompanied by a deathly frozen chill.
Mm.
You are, of course, also welcome to do things like insight, I believe. Yes, insight is a 4e skill as well. You're welcome to do things like an insight to, I guess, judge the stakes, as it were.
Of course, I roll a 4.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure the stakes are like, if I don't do this, it's gonna devolve into combat, basically.
I mean, you're aware of that, but at the same time, you're also fairly sure that that combat would be significantly biased towards your death, as opposed to doing the fighting a party thing of bringing down one person. They'll probably go out of their way to bring you to an
Specifically
execution
kill
state.
me, yeah.
Yeah, and then move on to fighting the rest of the party.
Which is very good, because then they will not be attacking the healer.
Yeah, coincidentally, it does mean that they are very much focusing a tank. The fear is, though, that they will, the moment you touch the ground, force death saves on you.
There's no.
If they even
I'm
manage to
pretty
make it
confident in
touch
my
the
ability to
ground.
keep Lizet alive.
Same. I am ridiculously optimized for this shit.
Yeah, honestly, if we do a fight, like, just you making them super mad at you, probably the best possible outcome. Other than making them super mad at Tahru.
Like, I don't know. Do you want to do a fight? Like,
This
I
is-
thought
this
like
is
we're
courting
coming here to
death.
I mean, this
fight.
seems like it's going to go to a fight.
We were coming here to
Yeah,
fight.
I mean, look, it is Thyrenne's nature.
and
to
also,
be
like, I
you,
don't-
you've come here to put an end to the frozen forest one way or another.
Yeah, but out of character, I don't know if like, I mean, technically we like are the result of them having it, but like giving up the entire diamond mine seems
Yeah,
Ill
see,
advised.
bringing
yeah.
down this megalomaniac a bit wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And besides,
Yeah, I was going to say as well, that was the start of the discussion. You could chip into the requirements of the diamonds or do things like say, only for such and such years, at which point X and Y. Like, this is, as they've said, like the openings to a discussion. There are clearly places where they are willing to compromise back and forth.
Yeah.
we're just being very
They
impatient.
haven't even let you know if they have a literal demand of their own besides just monetary value.
Yeah, we've been a bit sidetracked off potential negotiations for a bit, which is fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lizet's gonna look back to the companions here who actually helped her get a lot stronger in the recent time and back her to this way. Sigh. Once them back through the courtroom, with just them riding on my back.
Yes, we'll even let you stay on the carpet.
Ooh. So,
This
which one
once
of
I-
us looks the lightest?
This once I will swallow my pride on it.
Yeah, what do you mean looks the lightest? At the same time, they're like, no, we definitely want the hot, curvy blonde to do it. Queen is going to be watching very respectfully.
At least you're
Fair
not making me get
respect.
undressed for this.
Oh, whatever is your level of comfort. Everyone knows that even a beast of burden might be brought out in barding, if I might be pardoned my overt alliteration.
I'm honestly shocked you agreed to this.
Keep calling me a beast of burden, this pride thing might come back.
Very well. I shall not insult yours any further if you are showing such a willingness to remand.
Mm-hmm. Get out your gag.
Do you want the ring one or this red rubber one or?
I don't care.
Why you have
What?
so many?
Why would I not? It's
With you,
I don't care.
when
Let's
we're
get this over
going
with.
up
Let's
to
just get this over
combat.
with so you can go ahead and fuck the
what? I
queen or
don't
whatever.
wanna. I'm in a
We're in a
relationship.
diplomatic mission. You're bringing. Never mind.
Right.
Just saying. It's probably better things you could have in your backpack.
yeah, no, these are things that you definitely bring for diplomacy. Look how much it's immediately come into use. All this did was vindicate her.
I know it hurts.
You know, Thyrenne, when we first met, I never thought you could be capable of any of this, but you showed me very quickly that it's the quiet ones you need to watch
What?
out for.
Oh. And whether this brings out to anyone, I will hunt you all
I would
down.
never.
This immediately stops writing.
You're gonna start like scratching a couple lines out of your book.
Hmm.
1 second. Undo.
Gonna go with the one with
Control
the ring in
Z.
it for your big dragon tongue. Here we go. Just open up.
Thyrenne, I don't care. Whichever one.
Open up.
Yeah. Mouth opens.
Hippie clamp.
Of course, you know for sure she does that. Like even unintentionally, it's just like thumb goes down over the tongue as she does it. You know, the full ha ha.
Alright, time to make this an entertaining show. I wish there was a perform skill one for you, but there is not. No.
There isn't, is there? That always continues to
No.
just like baffle me. Like, what
There's
would we
not a
use as it?
performance.
And you can definitely roll
Think
to assist in
diplomacy.
this. Diplomacy, I guess. Yeah. You know
That's
what?
what
Yeah.
we have been using.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Use a diplomacy. Lizet, you can roll to assist.
I think mine's better just doing my
Fucking
own.
holy,
No, I'm
you know
not
what?
assisting. This is my own show here.
Yeah,
Sure, I'll
yeah.
assist you.
Sure. Fine. Yeah.
Thyrenne
alright.
assists by jiggling.
I'm tempted to pull out the flutes.
I mean, really, look at
Really?
it. Look at that bow.
Really
It just can't be wrong.
It's true.
Saoirse will whistle.
All right.
Right,
You
this is your
do
show.
a route up and down the carpets. And, you know, they are plush, comfortable carpets.
Sure, it makes you feel much better about the whole thing.
Better than doing so on stone and then returning with, like, scuffed hands and knees. You swear, for a moment, King Castle looks like he's about to get out a pair of coconut halves and then slowly puts them away again.
Smart move.
And you aren't looking as you know, go up the carpet. But on the way back to the along the carpet, you can see that the queen is just like looking vaguely off to this direction for just the briefest moment as a statue of ice just sort of forms. Let's see here. Where?
That's not good.
Just to make sure that Lizet knows what she looks like as you make the return journey. No. It appears to be a frozen like ice statue.
Just a nice sculpture.
Yeah.
She grits her teeth at it, but
Honestly, though, you're looking pretty fucking fire.
oh, I know I do, but
You would make for an excellent statue. Would you like to become a statue?
it's
Yeah.
more the
This is
case of
also
like
you also get the suspicion that she's like, come on, look how good you look. Come on, you know you want to be a statue.
Noticing a pattern here.
A handlebar grab, very nice, very nice. All right, yeah. And eventually you arrive again at the foot of the stairs. Very nice. The knight nods. All right. Consider insult repaid.
See, that wasn't so bad, Lizet.
And we can continue with diplomacy.
good then.
Right, so. You said you were interested in our precious gems.
This is correct.
Now, I see. You are unsure of our production, so you're asking for more gems up front, is that right?
You are correct in this.
Well, by asking for more gems up front, you're just gonna eat into our reserves, and means that if anything goes wrong, we simply will be in an even worse position when it comes. We try to catch up.
I see.
Perhaps we could offer a percentage of trade that comes through the forest roadways. That will benefit you from the diamond trade as well.
And you'll be able to have access to international markets, not just gems. You can get just about anything of the international market. Heck, you may even be able to get people that will turn it into statues, including Amazonian red-headed women.
All right, give me a diplomacy.
I don't want to be the diplomatic body in that.
Then why do you keep doing the diplomatic option?
I mean, you're doing really well.
Bit persistent.
All right, a 28. You make it over their will again.
Because no one else is trying as hard.
Yeah, I mean, technically you don't make it over the queen's will, but that's also why you're doing the discussions with her knight as the go-between. Like, you don't beat her. The queen, you don't beat her unless you fucking stab her with something that reduces all of her defenses.
Gems, people, these are things that you've probably already been able to achieve. So let's hear what you really want in addition to them.
Very well. We would be willing to see the duration of time for which diamonds are introduced to us directly, exchanged in their value instead in trade. Exotic foods, music, instruments, stories. Entertainment is really what drives all of the Queen's desires.
That we can probably start doing
Just
once the roadways open back up again and people start coming to the town. I mean, we have a lot of stories that we'd certainly be willing to trade ourselves.
Oh yes,
Very
like
well.
fighting off Cthulian
Yeah, the
beasts
birth
of
of
the
new
deep.
gods, all sorts of horrible eldritch monsters. The weird secrets of the Von Dark estate.
Yes, we've heard a bunch about this estate. There's certainly a power buried down in that damnable wooden box on the hill.
Yes!
Indeed.
Once we finish here, we're hoping to go there and sort that all out.
What do you mean by
Well,
sort it
it's
all
full of
out?
evil,
Sorry?
and it's been a constant threat to the town and spreading all sorts of horrible corruption.
The knightly individual ponders on this. The queen clears her throat. The knight nods. Very well then. How about a sampling of such, and thus that if it should impress us, we would be willing indeed to make this trade based more upon the barter of esoteric than literal value money. An exotic food and an exotic tale. If you can provide us with one of each, then we will accept.
So you just care
Do we have
about
any exotic
being
food in our
exotic,
party
right?
lead?
Not like actually being good for the food?
It should still be
I mean,
edible, the knight will
technically
add
edible,
pointedly.
yes. It's a delicacy where I come from.
Thyrenne will go into her pack and she will remove her mightiest of all weapons, a glass jar in which
Oh
is
no.
put a tin labeled "Do Not Open," within which is a smaller tin of Sir Strumming.
Step back a bit.
It is definitely exotic. And the last chivalric lad I met didn't die when he ate it. He did pass out, though, which was quite funny.
The knight appears to have a silent conversation with the queen for a time before finally there is a small nod. The knight almost looks like she's really regretting being the one to do so, but she will walk forward to take a bite of this strumming.
Here. There's a little pull tab there. I'm just going to stand back here.
All right. They pop the waxen seal on the jar, and she will crouch down and just gently place the lid to her side. There's a nice hiss.
Nice, yes. Oh no.
Fine, she just hand off the lid to me. I can hold it right here.
Yeah, and then she will take out the tin, the first tin at the very least, and pop the ring on that one. Another nice hiss. And there's this odor, like clearly smell should not be getting through the solid metal. And yet, all of you have that, like, why do I feel like I could smell something expression about you? Which turns out that is actually a real thing. Like, essentially, scent molecules or something about them is so potent that in the process of them being in a place where the tin was filled, the can is basically impregnated with this evil you could essentially sense. So it's like the tin shouldn't have a smell, but she's holding it like it does, and she's baffled as to why. And
Holy
then she
shit.
sighs and pops the pull tab on it. And Lizet, do you want to give me an endurance test? It is ripe.
No, I don't really want to considering my past ones, but I guess I will.
Look, just violently vomit on yourself.
21?
It's fine.
It's fine.
But-
Yeah. No, yeah. Your eyes water a little bit, but you keep yourself together.
How about the
Uh,
knight? Let's do the knight's endurance test.
Yeah, let's see here. I mean, she's pretty stonks to toot. Plus 14.
Nat 1, nat 1. Oh.
No, her eyes also water. She pauses. Oh, there are bones in it.
Yeah, it gives it a nice crunch.
She
So they're
quirks her
muddled.
brow and then sighs and picks up a sliver of it. She pauses, actually. No, she's about to pick up a sliver of it with her hands and then looks at her gauntlets. Goes rummaging
Best
around in
producer
her pack
for
and
something.
goes around rummaging around in her pack and like a little pouch at her belt and gets out an eating knife instead. Will crump. And she bites.
Second endurance test.
Yeah, she's got to
DC
make
like
another
30. Lol.
one.
And it's
30.
fucking Shastraming.
It's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything you could do about this? I could just use an action point. All right, action point. Keep it together, go. No.
No, it's even worse.
She just like exhales slowly and then like reaches out for the lid on the jar and will
Yep.
screw that back into place.
Would you like something to wash out the taste? I can have a water skin right here for you.
The knight pauses. She puts up a hand. No, I want to enjoy this moment. I want to savor every disappointment all at once.
Maybe you need something to wash it down with?
Well, that's my great-grandpa's surströmming. It's not disappointing.
Oh no, I'm just
Oh, okay.
disappointed in my tongue. There are clearly some very complex and robust flavors in them, and yet I found myself overwhelmed. The room is also being slowly overwhelmed, to be entirely fair.
You should put that
Understandable.
back in the tin in the jar.
Yeah, she does so, and then the queen with the like tiny little like a pinky out teacup gesture waves her hand towards the jar, and you watch as ice just forms around it and seals the lid off again. The knight sighs, dabs her brow a few times. That was certainly a new experience.
You sure you don't want something to wash it down with?
I'm afraid of whatever it is you might pull out to do so.
I have
It's
just
just a little bit of
water.
alcohol. Normal alcohol. Well, normal from where I come from. Probably won't destroy your kidneys. You're made of sterner stuff, right?
Very well then.
Hey, you got some ice cubes with you?
Yes. She makes a glass for holding liquid, saying out
This
of
is the
ice.
This is the ice bay. Of course, they can make ice cubes.
So I'm gonna pull out a little clear, unlabeled glass bottle. So you know how when you pour ouzo into a glass with ice, it becomes less transparent, starts fogging up.
Yes, I am aware of this.
I'm gonna pull that trick on her.
All right, you know what? That is pretty mystifying. She will watch curiously.
Start putting the ouzo, and then this clear alcoholic beverage starts becoming foggier and foggier, and it well, I don't want to say it looks like a glass of something else, but I don't know.
A thin glass of murky cum shot.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I've had,
Hope you like
I've had
licorice.
ouzo on ice. Yes, I am a fan of aniseed.
Well, then you should like this, theoretically.
She'd like been moving to take a mouthful of it, and then you say theoretically, and she squints at you over the glass, like, so help me if this is actually some kind of assassination attempt.
Hey, you're not the only fake creature here. I can be as coy as I want.
She sighs and takes a gulp, and yeah, actually looks quite satisfied with this. Huh, I did not expect it to be like an oil.
What can I say? This area's come up with some pretty interesting stuff on occasion.
We should add some to the Winter Court.
Not as statues, please. They'll have a very hard time making anything when they're statuified.
It's fine. Just give them some icicle horns and some frosted goatees, and they'd look right at home.
It is a very popular aesthetic, yes.
Especially the goatees.
Hmm.
Get it because it's goat?
Ah, of course. Very good. She says in a tone that indicates she does not think that was very good.
I know, my puns are most excellent.
Real powerful. The
So-
knight sighs, returns to her space.
So man, I forget, what is Tisrena's like deal with the Winter Queen? Wasn't there like something? Or is it just like winter stuff made you mad in the Winter Forest and you had frost powers only?
Tis has sort of now the obligation of trying to right the wrong that stealing people for statues and everything with the I love the dragon friend, especially as Tis made aside and kind of as recompense is trying to make up for that fact. And yeah, winter sucks. Not our winter, but you know, this winter.
Appreciate.
But there are a few things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see.
And if
Anyone-
possible, I'll try and hand that over to the knight, if possible.
Yeah,
Not
sure,
maybe a
she'll
big
accept a piece of paper if you hand it to her.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
She looks over this contract that you've brought her and scans it through. Huh. And what flavor is it?
That would be your choice.
I see. It's not going to be so strumming, is it?
I don't know if I can do that, but you know, I was hoping for more pleasant flavors.
No, so were we.
Yeah, you know,
The knight looks like almost fucking traumatized by the thought of the strumming ice cream.
Yeah, I would be too. I only smell that and I think that'd be
I
terrible.
promise I'll bring something tastier
you
next
can
time.
appreciate the unique flavors, but sometimes the classics are classics for a reason. I've even heard that there is some bakers that can make like these like chocolatey things that are super like delicate, but you can put them in the ice cream and it just enhances the flavor because it has some sort of solid mass to it. It just makes it work. I will have to try and commission a chocolatier for that.
The knight will look this over and then eventually walks over to the Winter Queen, who accepts the piece of paper and digs a fingernail into where a signature would go and runs her fingernail across the signature space, which then fills in with a thin film of ice. She hands the paper back.
Okay. Okay. Not going to sign it just as of yet. We want to see how things go, but that's a proposal.
Yeah. The Queen finds that amenable to sweetening the deal, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And you want some exciting story. And two. Let's see here. What one do you all consider the most exciting? The birth of the new god or something else? Rest of the party want to chime in there?
We could talk about the Wish Granter.
We haven't even found that yet. Yeah.
We also have no idea
Yeah,
whether
save
it's going
that
to be
tale
some
for when you find it.
huge evil.
Yeah, I was more thinking of a
Oh,
tale that you've
How
actually already
about the time
done.
I recently tamed another dragon?
Wait, you did what?
Yeah,
When?
she
Yeah,
lives
there's
in
What?
my
another
basement
one.
now.
Yes, I can
Oh,
expose
that
on
one.
that one with the dragon that I have inside me and her ex.
Oh, I do love a tale of no love lost between romance.
Aw.
And you can find it a little bit enjoyable as I go over the tale of how Nightshade came into myself and how we eventually tamed her old ex.
Yeah, all right. If you would like to chuck in a
Sure,
diplomancer.
I'll be assisting once again. Do-do-do.
Ooh, not my best.
Now, finally, I rolled well.
It's how it
25 is pretty
Opposite
okay.
of the last time.
A 25 meets the knight's
Yay.
well.
Oh.
Hooray.
She listens pretty intently and then nods. Part of me hoped for more. So, sorrow is incorrect. More heartbreak, more torment, I suppose, out of the story. Not necessarily for torment's sake, or for their torment's sake, but for the idea that such an event has occurred is more
Well,
enticing.
if you listen to said X, she is being tormented all day, every day. So you have that.
Oh, that does help.
Don't worry, she'll get better.
It's true. We are not lost to the concept of happy endings, such as it were. Now, other traits of fate. We are, as you say, willing to accept in place of diamonds after, say, the first month or two. The Queen will tap a finger on her elbow. After 2 months, we would be willing to instead see trade transferred from simple lucre to the, I suppose, niceties, effects, and she pauses. That is a good point. It's difficult to equate stories or food to number.
Yes, I imagine it
Does the
would be.
number really matter to you?
Have you a thought of how to do so? Having such a thing decided upon more, I suppose, definitively means that it is a lot easier to protect a promise that's made. It is very hard to go
sense.
back to the Fae and say, well, a deal is a deal, if the terms were not particularly well thought out. That's a dangerous endeavor.
Alright then, how about less so an actual amount of stories, and rather that we send someone here each month and you can find out what has been happening in the town, what stories have been occurring and going on from that. not
Merely the
necessarily the-
town? Not
How
quite
about
enough.
I hire in one of the best bards in the capital and ship him out here, and he can take over the duty. That way, since he has such a reputation, that the stories you get will be of high quality. And presumably he'll be well
Understandable.
traveled.
I take it that we are to. Yes, I take it we are to return this bard so that a new bard might be cycled
Yes.
out.
Also, so that he
Eventually.
can get all the news stories that we tell him.
Very well. A new bard every year,
It's pretty generous.
with the return of the previous one, just so that they might continue to collect. We are aware that gifted storytellers are a thin breed for sure, and most bards, when faced with the Fae, are more than willing to remain far longer than a year and a day.
Yes, I was gonna ask if perhaps a guarantee for the bard of a companionship might be arranged that will certainly increase the likelihood and quality of potential hires.
Of course, I would certainly vet such bards myself.
In that case, I have no doubt that the very best in all the country will be forming lines to come here.
The knight glances over at the queen, who shrugs a shoulder. The knight smirks. Now that is how someone pays proper admiration and homage.
Thyrenne wags.
So they got just a 7 out of 10. Like, fucking can't believe this bullshit. Big titted fairy godmother looking bitch is just like a 7? Really? Oh, goodness. Let us see here. Very well. And for the state of the forest,
Yes.
there are still portions where the connections between this palace and the depths of the forest itself are tight bindings. The pressure of this place upon the woods is bound to create fields of snow and frozen trees, even in the height of summer. We cannot promise you the whole woods. Such a thing is impossible.
That's fine, as long as you minimize the impact as much as you are able to do. We don't need the entire forest, just the parts that we can log safely anyway.
Safely, you say?
Yes, the parts that aren't full of horrible monsters that'll just eat our workers alive anyway.
Those do happen from time to time, I suppose. Very well.
If you're able to concentrate the breaches into the parts that are full of monsters, then it won't bother the workers anyway, because they're not going to be there.
Give me another diplo.
Sure.
That sounds a lot like they might be taking just an extra bit of work to do onto themselves.
I'll assist in that one.
Sure.
Why are we just flipping? What the fuck is this?
Oh.
Can't believe this absolute ridiculous donkey bullshit. Look, again, it doesn't change the fact that 25 is still her defense, so that did not change. It didn't become 32, thankfully.
I don't know what it is tonight. I do a roll and then I flip it with another person.
Keeps happening. This just keeps it happened for the fucking arm wrestling as well. It just keeps going.
Look, they're just paying more attention to you now that they know they can get you to do things.
Wonderful. Very well. We can indeed see to focusing our anchors such as they were in the deeper, darkest parts of the woods.
Excellent.
We have but one more request. This is simply a request, not parts of fate to any deal.
Go on.
Find a new, grander woods for Nada to hunt in. These ones are far too small.
Yeah.
That is a difficult request,
Given
the area.
For her to hide away in these smaller lands. Her duty should be hunting great things far and wide. We have no interest in getting caught in the throes of her boredom.
If I may, I think there's a reason she's here. The manor we were talking about earlier, it's basically just a generatorium for horrible monsters and things that seem like exactly the sort of stuff Nader's all about hunting, and also horrible dark magic, which I think interests her, because she kind of portrayed herself as a witch. So I don't think there's any way to get rid of her, even if you wanted to, while she's interested in the affairs here, but I have my suspicions that once the manor is neutralized, she'll go away on her own.
Which is what we're already trying to do,
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah, that does sound about right.
There is some more silent conference between the duo. This takes a lot longer. Like, this is potentially something that they've been dealing with, like, with great consternation. Because the idea of the, like, dark goddess of hunting shit has just been, like, hanging out on the doorstep to their little fancy new winter garden party has been probably causing them no end of grief.
Oh, so the demon having a bow in their garden party is fine and
Well,
fun
that's
and
fine.
dandy.
They know the solution to that is kill a demon.
Yeah.
The solution to this god here is not kill God. That's a little bit
I
outside of their
mean-
reach.
I mean, that'd be
Look, if they
exciting.
want that
It
taken
would
care
be.
of, you got the right clan setting
Yeah.
up shop here. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's true. But they come back. The idea that the Winter Queen is also a being that comes back. The idea of attracting like the dark goddess of hunts' eternal ire
Yeah.
it's a steep ask for someone who is immortal or eternal.
As
Like,
opposed to someone
they
who
don't
isn't.
really want to fuck with her. If only because even if they succeed on this occasion, they can't succeed forever, and the hassle is forever.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they seem somewhat satisfied at this turn of events before finally coming to their silent conclusion. Very well. We are at an accord in this matter.
Yay.
So
A
we are.
fresh bard every year. And something exotic, interesting, otherwise delicious to consume every month. At the same time, beginning the next 2 months to come with 200 diamonds a month, simply to get on our feet, such as it were. After which, a portion of sale and trade made in goods. To be resolved, I suppose, by whoever your bookkeeper is, so that your domains might continue to grow and not collapse under the economic strain that having a bunch of capricious fairies on your border might include. She sounds exasperated as she adds these final notes, like, ugh, I guess, but, that's clearly the more important part to you guys. She's like, fine, we also won't collapse your economy.
Might I make an insight
shocked.
check on these? Just not necessarily their sincerity, but like the contract itself to see if like something in their wording is going to fuck us.
Yeah. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, definitely gonna help on that one.
Yeah, sure,
I'm
chuck
gonna
insights in.
action point that. I rolled a fucking
Damn it.
6.
Ooh.
Well, Tisrena's got it, luckily. Jesus Christ, Thyrenne.
Yeah, Renna. Yeah. Renna, you're fairly sure that on the face of it, this agreement that she's put forth is perfectly amenable. Like, it would be deeply difficult for them to find a way around their words to do you guys harm. That said, it's not so like iron bound and hard cast and like, must defy the monkey's paw levels of rules that they couldn't fuck with you if you pissed them off.
And
Like, there's definitely a way in which they could probably bend a lot of words to still make things a hassle, like really pin down the money, as it were, or like essentially just make harder requests of you all. But as it stands, it seems fine. If you go out of your way to like not insult them, then you're going to be double fine. But if you fuck with them, then there's enough leeway in that contract to try and make people pay for it.
okay, and is the same vice versa? There's a little bit of wiggle room on our end if they're getting
Nothing in this contract precludes us
If
from
they
just
try to
coming in
fuck
here
us?
and killing these guys later. If they become
Yeah, actually,
yeah.
yeah. More literally, there's nothing that protects them from acts of violence.
Yeah. I just wanted to be sure of that. And we've my thing. There's no like weird. I'm now trapped for eternity. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, I'm not going to hook you
yeah.
up to the ice cream machine for the rest of your ever.
Okay. I think we can proceed with this. I might have a a personal request, and any debt would fall upon me square alone. I was going to talk about Thyrenne with that in private. I, if at some point, would appreciate the Winter Queen giving an apology to a friend of ours. This falls squarely on me. Don't. This isn't souring the deal that everyone else has made, but
Do go on. What do you mean?
some time ago, one of our dragon friends' mates was in their terms stolen from them and used as one of your lady's statues, and this caused her great distress. And I don't feel that was the right thing to do. And it's caused a lot of grievance for not only her but a few other people. And I feel at some point, maybe the Winter Queen could actually learn that art that is given is better than art that is taken, and apologize for that fact. That they cause so much distress on someone who's been nothing but a positive force for the surroundings.
Give me a diplomacy.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna.
Did-
Do I action point reroll that?
There you go. You hit the DC.
No, never mind. Thank
Yeah,
you.
the DC of 25. Actually, no. The queen
Actually, like, that was like
directly
straight up
has.
like against the queen, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you want the queen to apologize. This is not part of some kind of special deal.
I'm gonna action point reroll that then, because this is very important.
All right, good luck. It
Incoming
is
one.
possible, but
Nope.
nope.
Not with that sort of rolls.
The queen will only slightly shake her head. The knight pauses and explains. Frankly, she should be honored to have been coveted, so although she might well have been caused distress, such a claiming was not made permanently. That and the wife in question made the agreement in order to see to her partner's safety. As you might have noticed, no creatures came to assault them during the process of all of this, no matter what their discussion or decision might well have ended up as.
Okay. Maybe we can talk about that again in the future. But I understand your viewpoint. And I won't take any more of your time.
All right, they look upon the rest of you. Like,
Well, if our business is concluded, then it has been an honor and a pleasure to meet both of you. And I wish you a lovely winter holiday.
And you, of course, as the weather turns colder, be sure to keep an eye out for fingerlings stealing treats.
Should we leave some out for them, or will that only encourage them further?
No, that's just how you get ants.
Fair enough. Thyrenne will...
Yeah.
You
I
don't leave
suppose we'll-
treats out. Like, for them, it's potentially as well, for all those fingerlings. But part of the joy is probably in the hunt, such as it were.
I suppose we'll be back within a month then with your first bit of it.
The night watches as Serena approaches.
I just want to apologize. I forgot to actually sign the contract. I don't want to, be.
Oh, yeah. She
Yeah.
holds out the piece of paper and waits for you to scroll in beneath the icy layer.
There we go. So, is that in person? Is that how do you want to do that?
However, that it might be provided.
That's details we can work out. And Thyrenne, I've got a business
Okay,
proposal for you.
1 second. Hold the thought. She'll look at the
Mhm.
knight. Do you like sweet or spicy or savory more than anything else in particular? For next month's treats.
Well, that's a good question. Let's see here. Sour and fruity.
Sour and fruity. Oh, I can do that. Not some.
And then you go out and fetch durian. No! Stick fruit, why?
Sour
No.
and fruity, huh? Well, you see, you have good taste there.
I'll get some fruit shipped down from my Aunt
La-
Grace in the north. Well, the north of here, not the far north.
She nods. The knight inclines her head politely, and the queen, short of doing other gestures, just simply gives you all a faint smile, which is probably the most like facial recognition you've gotten out of her the entire time. And I'm just gonna do a diplomacy for her and see if it does that like uncomfortably mind-blowing Mona Lisa shit to you.
I mean, I did get a pretty good amount of facial out of her when I said called her a 7 out of 10.
You got the frozen aura and the eyebrow twitch. This is probably like the most all of her facial muscles have moved, you seem.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's see here.
You should do action point reroll that.
Yeah, she's gonna. A 38 then, just to wow all of you with that Mona Lisa smile.
Well,
Okay,
You
maybe I was wrong.
great
That's more of a 9 out of 10 than a 7.
see, I told you, like, 9 is a low ball, IMO.
Yeah, good 9 minimum.
Like it's almost an anime trope watching the Ice Queen do a small smile. You're like, oh god, she's beautiful. Fuck, I didn't recognize because she was busy being a bitch.
I mean, I said that more politely, but yes.
Right.
Of course, she is not hot. She has a frozen beauty like a lake in wintertime on a beautiful sunset.
You see, this is why I asked. I
She
just
cool.
don't want to offend. You know, I want to make sure that the verbiage is correct and everything.
Careful there, you might not be leaving this castle. She might just decide to keep you at this rate.
I mean,
No.
I'd have to go fetch Cass first.
The knight looks confused and glances past you at the king. You already have a cast
No,
right
that's
there.
my dad. Me and my girlfriend, Cass. It's.
Oh.
I know it's a little weird, but
Oh no, we're aware. The Cass is a conceptual, like story construct. I was
What?
fairly certain. Oh sure, Cass appear everywhere.
Thyrenne glances over his shoulder, shakes her head.
I'm just not going to think about that too hard.
Yeah, and you shouldn't.
It's the Dread Pirate Casses into the Cassiverse. Yeah, like we've made the Cassiverse joke a lot of times, and canonically now across 3 different dimensions and like 4
Pops
different
up
time
everywhere,
periods,
yeah.
there have been Cassi, including multiple
Several
Cass at one
Cassi.
time, and usually at the nexus of world events. Cass the Bard
yeah.
is probably like canonized as an event that keeps happening that is observable by historians.
Also, I don't know if this
That's how they find out when something is important's happening in history.
I don't know if this is the same Winter Queen as from the Iona side of the Feywild, but she is clapping Cass's cheeks.
Exactly. Look, Cass the Bard is just how that happens.
Alright, well, I suppose we'll be off and maybe they might be back. And if they do come back, well, I like to try my hand against your own there, knight, sometime. See where I stand in terms of martial prowess.
Ah, very well. It's either that or I can turn into a dragon to fight you the proper way, as you might put
Wait,
it.
you can turn into a dragon?
You
Hell
can do
yeah.
that?
No?
Can't anyone?
Can I see?
Normally,
Oh,
no.
Not really.
Sucks
Can I
to be
see?
normal, I suppose.
Oh.
No.
Can I see if I give you a big scaly brush?
Give me a diplomacy.
She's really good at it.
Assist me. Yes!
This you're saying.
I mean, I'm interested in seeing it.
I am
Uh,
assisting you.
Danny.
Why am I the worst at diplomacy? This is bullshit.
Because you're too nice.
It's fine. We're
Thanks,
evening.
It's a
Guard.
good thing I can't fail.
Yeah. You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Let's see here. I don't know that I have the appropriate silver dragon
I
art to
mean,
hand.
you should if you have my token collection uploaded.
No, unfortunately, you've only got
Thinking
like
of a
the solid
specific
silver
one?
drakes and stuff. And a lot of the silvers are like the dragon girl, which is
I
like
mean,
so,
acceptable.
Oh.
which is cute, but
You have Gala's silver one that you could probably use if you wanted to.
let's see here.
I mean, look, ultimately the token doesn't matter. It's just a question of does Thyrenne get to pet a dragon snoot?
Sure. Yeah, I'll put it in VCT and do the old classic copy link.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to
Oh,
be from
right, that
Ember.
doesn't work anymore because fucking.
No, hold on. Here, watch. You just open it in browser. Does it have it in
No, it doesn't
JPEG?
end in JPEG if it comes
Let's
from.
find out.
No, they don't. Oh, shit.
Yeah, it does. No, it didn't.
You can
Okay.
actually, yeah, you can
It
cut
works.
a lot of the
Oh,
text off the back.
nice.
There you go. Oh, yep, she
Oh.
turns into a gigantic fuck off dragon until her head is just like sort of pushing gently at the ceiling of this palace's massive foyer with spines running down her back in the shape of solid icicles.
All right, well, she's gonna get treated like a
Magnificent.
puppy and get a
Whoa.
fucking scale brushed
Truly.
down all from snoot to tail.
Truly a beauty.
Yeah, sure, you can indeed do so. Honestly, though, that's like a fucking
That's fine.
6-hour job. Like, if it goes on that long, then like Faye are gonna come in here to make sure there hasn't been like some kind of massive assassination of the queen. And they're like, oh, okay, then I guess we'll go get like lunch
Nope,
or
it's
something.
just a Viking climbing on a
Yeah, I mean,
dragon
like,
giving
I'll
it
just-
brushies.
Look, I mean, like, if you just want to do that during that, I'll just chat up the night here and talk with her about like dragon things because she makes a magnificent dragon.
Just gonna talk dragon shit. Fair enough. You can try
Talk
diplomacy
dragon
if you
shit.
want to flirt. If you want to flirt with her.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's
Sure.
pretty good.
33.
Also,
Yay.
All
That's
right.
good.
She is suitably opened up to the matter enough to explain that as a silver wormling, she was taken in by the Winter Court in order to escape the rigors of the Elven Draconic War. She took
Fascinating.
a position as a simple underling and then essentially ended up, for a brief period of time back during the Second Crusade, took part in acts of knighthood as some other knights' loyal noble steed. She says steed with a eye roll that indicates that that's probably how it was worded at the time. That said, the reputation between dragons and knights got exceptionally hostile at a time, and so she retreated from that life, wherein she became part of the Queen's service.
I see. Yeah. I mean, for her part, like, Lizet will also explain like her own like little bit of childhood dealing and growing up with a black dragon and everything.
Fair, fair. Yeah, there you have it. She was a secret knight dragon.
I mean, I'm going to have to come back and talk to this night dragon more. You know, finding another actual dragon. That's great.
Yeah. Indeed,
Another actual dragon?
I found it really funny as well when Gala was like, "All right, and now I'm a silver dragon." I'm like, "Oh, you mean like this other, like very Gala-looking fucking Fey Knight you met gave you the winner's favor?" Like, oh yeah, that's weird.
Oh, she is the same one, isn't she?
Yeah, this is that person who gave you Winter's favor.
oh
okay.
shit!
Well, now I definitely gotta double. I gotta double down and get with this one.
This
Woo.
rendition of her.
Yeah. Look, I've already laid down the beginning of the schmoves here.
Yeah,
Gotta make up for my
clearly
past bit.
she's suitably enough impressed once you've Yeah, I don't know how to put it, like, stifled your pride. I don't know. Like, you'd certainly put it on the shelf in
Swallowed
the
it.
face of the fact that she's like a 1,000-year-old hottie.
I swallowed
Now
my
you can
pride,
swallow
man,
something
yeah.
else later.
It's not the yeah, so, yeah. Damn it! I was trying to say it. This girl does it cloaca to cloaca. You know how it be. She real naughty
Mood.
like that.
I'll definitely have to visit again.
Indeed. And yeah. Eventually, once she is all shiny and polished, looking like just a pile of glaciers placed atop a dragon made of solid silver, she will then settle back down to the knightly form. Like, I imagine Thyrenne was just like on her head at the time, so she's just like finds herself being held out at arm's reach by the time she's finished shrinking down again. Just placed on the ground. Click.
Thyrenne will put her hands out for a hug.
Go on then.
Squish.
The knight will look over her shoulder and the queen will quirk a brow. The knight nudges you towards the queen.
Bounce, bounce, bounce. Sit in lap, give squish.
You are hugged. All right. It is freezing cold, but yeah, you actually, I forget, you have cold resist 10, so you are actually okay. Being in a 5-foot square around the queen imposes 10 cold damage, but you don't notice.
Oh.
And then you are lifted and placed back down onto the stone.
Well, you guys are great. We'll have to do this again. Anytime you need brushies, just let me know.
Indeed.
That or you
Next month,
visit
then.
That or you visit us in the town. One of the two.
I'll see you.
That could be done, although the Winter Queen may have to send simulacrum. If she herself went into your town, I can't imagine what kind of havoc would erupt.
Yeah, that aura of cold is
Yeah,
pretty
That
intense.
wouldn't
is a
want
good
an ice
point.
age.
She just fucking walks into a bar and just like the door falls off its hinges, nails explode, glasses
All the
and
peasants
drinks will
just
shatter.
die.
It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone dies.
All the peasants die.
No, the peasants.
The peasants, we just got more of those. Do you know how expensive it is to ship fresh peasants in?
Do you know how
They're
long
poor,
those
it's
took
hard
to
for them
grow?
travel.
They're poor. They can't afford the journey.
Alright, well, enjoy the statues of us for the time being, and we'll see you again in a month.
Very well. We shall see you again soon.
I'll give him a proper bow this time.
Yep. And the knight will do so again. Well, she probably goes with the classic, like the knight salute. She's in the presence of her queen, so she can't bow to other people. That's not how that's done, but she
That's not
does
how
do
that
the...
works, yeah.
Yeah, you don't just be like, oh, my queen's right behind me. I'll bow to you, though. No, you don't do that. But she will salute you politely, El Knight style instead, which can be done in simple as a term of respect and not one as deference.
Thyrenne will give a big old curtsy.
Mm.
See you around.
And goodbye.
See, Menelaus, I don't see why you keep getting your panties in a twist about dragons. They are lovely and
Yeah, they all seem
personable
fine.
and very good at hugs.
Like
They
9
make me
out of
feel
10.
small, insignificant. Like if a bad one showed up, they would just murder me like
No,
that.
I mean,
No one would even
I
notice.
don't think you were there, but the few bad ones we've run into have been
even the good
pushovers.
ones we've met, we've
You
bonked
kick one of
over.
them's ass, and they're in the basement.
Yeah.
No, Menelaus. You have too much value.
Well, excuse
I'd
me
like to
for
see a
being
dragon.
paranoid.
Like, I'd like to see a dragon try to be as good at healing magic as you are.
Yes, it's less so that they would kill you, Menelaus, and they would take you as a prize.
That is even worse.
No, being part of a dragon sport is great.
Oof.
I don't know. A
I
rather
mean, yeah,
be free,
but it's a lot better than dying.
doing my own thing, and not being part of anyone's horde.
You're part of our horde.
Well,
Ah,
Uh,
but no,
Sure.
you know what I
Surrounded
mean.
by
Having the freedom of
riches with near anything you could want or need.
just,
I understand why you wouldn't want it.
I don't like being tied down to anything or anyone, except Tahru, of course. But it's
Tahru
besides
is
the
highly
point.
movable.
I understand.
Anyway, I'm gonna go talk to Cass. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, see ya.
good
Boink,
luck.
boink, boink.
Yeah.
I
As
suppose
you
I'll
go
be
past,
about to.
I imagine that Cass is in the tavern. It's like midday or so. She's just chilling in the tavern, having a chat. There's a very enthused Mayhew who's having a conversation with her. When she sees you coming, she gives you a little wave, and then we'll go back down towards the bar and fetch drinks.
I feel like I haven't seen you guys in forever. Hi, Mayhew.
Hey guys, I was just some stuff. Cass grins. She was bragging because she had to shave this morning.
Oh, congrats.
Woo.
Good.
Mayhew is like, yes, finally, pubes.
Th-
Oh no, more like evidence that
Finally,
this body is
adult
gonna age up a
things.
bit. Which is good because I'm gonna go insane.
It could be worse.
Of course it could.
Could have been
before
5.
now. Yeah, before now was worse.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's real distracting. Especially since, that some people's kids as well, they come around and they almost immediately have like a complete crush on me, and that's so
Super weird.
awkward and
Very
weird.
awkward.
It's not
Damn.
cool.
That is
No.
awkward and
No,
weird.
it is not.
Especially when I'm a horny hormone disaster as well. I'm
Yeah.
not into it.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's everything else is saying that I am. Like, I get it. I get why they're interested, but it's
Ugh.
just exasperated noises. I'm gonna walk around with a hood on my head
Aw.
all day.
If you want, I can spend a couple days in the herbalist trying to see if I can whip something up to lessen the effects on you, maybe?
Maybe we just
Nah,
try bursting on you and make you
No.
uglier.
nah. I don't need sedating really. I'm just having a mini vent because I'm all hormones.
And a teenager.
Understandable.
I am always here
Yep.
to talk if you need it.
That's fine. It's just now that I have the context to know what I was like as a teen, doing it all over again it's educational. Let's put it that way.
Horrifying.
Shit.
Abjectly horror.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's a lot of horror.
Ugh.
Look,
Ignorance is
context. Yeah, Yes, it is exactly. I was gonna say, context is like poison to a good time sometimes.
Yeah, understandable.
Most of the time.
So, what have you guys all been up
We
to?
were
huh?
dealing with the Winter Queen.
Oh, we made a deal with the Winter
Parlaying
Queen.
with the Winter Queen.
She dead?
No, we made a deal, actually.
No.
She was really
No.
Not
lovely.
quite.
I don't think we could have managed
Oh,
the
sure we
dead
could've.
part. It's
Oh, we
pretty,
could have.
I don't know.
Solid 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I will show you her stat line. With
Oh.
this adjusted from acid poison to cold necrotic.
Look, I am technically a trained physician. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Frostbite is no joke.
Yeah, we could have taken her.
Yeah, we
And
could have
her
done it.
companion, the knight,
Mhm.
also a solo.
Yeah, we could have done it.
Would have been
Yeah,
challenging.
Could have
but, you know.
taken him. It
two
would
solos
not
at
have been
once.
pretty.
Yeah, 2 solos at once is a pretty rough committed
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
That would have been difficult.
And every
It would have
Ambush.
been very difficult, and I probably would have killed one of them.
Oof, frightful
Probably.
presence. Oh
And
yeah,
Probably
because
would've
they
been
would
me.
have been going after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have multiple action
Oh
points.
God!
And, well, the queen is pretty
Freaking-
scary on her own. And, dealing with frostbite, pretty fucking scary. Don't want to have to
Freaking
activate anything.
skewer.
Yep.
And there was a dragon in there.
Just knocks you out.
2 attacks at plus 24 to make you unconscious?
Okay, yeah, that would have. I would have gone. I would have been dead within the first round or two.
No, I don't think so.
No, you just have to use
You'd have
other
been
people's action
down
economy.
within the first
Well, no,
action,
you
but they
would
would have
just
gotten
have
you up.
to. You would have to use other players' action economy to
Yeah.
keep waking her up.
I mean, look, we also have
Oh,
to
yeah.
account for the fact that Scout can't roll dice for shit when she's DMing. So, like, 90% of these things attack.
Well,
but
yeah, but plus
Savin-
Yeah, but if
24.
you
Savin,
have
stop
a
for a
chance
second.
to miss, then Scout will miss.
Scout always hits me.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
also
Yeah.
always
she
hit
always
Ariel.
There you
gets
go.
hit.
Eh.
Yeah. But also that soul has 2 action points, so
20
like she
regeneration.
could just skewer and then crit her while she's unconscious.
Yeah, the Winter Queen does also have regen 20.
20 fucking
Oh yeah, that too.
36
fine.
AC.
Oh well, I
This is
could have
all
stopped
fine,
that.
Oh, yeah, it's true. You
I
but-
still had my pride, and then eventually I'm just
Still.
gonna have the other dragon ride me just like that.
Oof.
Then
yeah, it's true. It's like, I saw you looking pretty good in that statue.
Thyrenne will just send you back to the palace with all of her extra gear. It's fine.
Just to ship you out.
You catching her, Myron?
Anyway, Casa, I want to talk to
Oh
you.
damn, the silver dragon breath gives
Sure.
Vuln 5 to all damage.
Yeah, silver dragons are pretty
Damn.
fucking scary, aren't they?
They're manageable. But anyway, so hey, I was
They are.
thinking, what would you say to making a bard college here? This land that's
A bard college
yeah,
here
exactly.
in Spooky Town?
Spooky bards next to a bunch of fae, a bunch of eldritch stuff, and all this ancient buried history around here. It kind of seems perfect.
This seems like. Okay, look.
Goth bards.
I want to stop you there real quick. We have a lot of problems. I don't think fucking them to the ground is gonna work.
Thyrenne
I don't know,
looks out
yeah,
the
it's
window
worked
at her
for
mom, like
most of
walking a
us.
pair of orcs. If you say so. It's not.
But then again, what do I know?
Looks at
There's like
yeah.
the Adventurers Guild manned fully by ice succubi. They're just like chilling. Like
yeah.
it's all good. Don't worry about
looks at the
orc harem over this way with
yeah,
the
looks at the
succubus over
orc.
that way.
Looks at the orc
Bards.
harem, looks at the succubi.
Looks at Easter's girlfriend who got flattened.
It
I
looks
will-
at chaos in the basement.
Look, I'll
At least
begrudgingly
half of our
admit,
problems.
Hey, wait.
those
Like,
I have not
fucking
had
harp
sex with chaos. I don't know
stringers.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's,
said
to
not-
be fair, been pinned
I wasn't
down
there
by
for
raw
that one.
sexual charisma.
My charisma
Yeah.
is not sexual in nature. I am a pure and innocent being.
She reaches
Mhm.
over and
Said-
flicks your staff.
Looks at your staff.
Thyrenne bites her lip. I don't. What's that supposed to mean?
How about we go for
Okay.
a walk? We can talk more about this bard college with
Sure.
some fresh air.
I don't think any of us count as innocent anymore.
Speak for
Oh
yourself.
god, no.
No, I
Well,
think.
yes, it's true. Thyrenne is still a good bean, and she'll rub him cheeks because Thyrenne's got the squidgeable cheeks.
Squidgeables.
Yeah.
Double mistresses, yay!
How much Skow do you think it would cost to set up just a small bard college, a bard community college?
Community college is a bard
Yeah,
polytechnic.
Whoever it is the best barding gets to go visit the Winter Queen for
Yeah,
a
like
year.
we.
Honestly, the idea
Yeah,
of
valedictorian,
every time you complete a complete the year,
Yeah, like look, it's gonna be the home of the awesome Eldritch Goth bards, but out of this we get awesome Eldritch Goth bards.
That is true. I've been meaning to write that subclass.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. That's
I'm
going to be
looking
one
forward to it.
It's gonna be. It's got to have a sappy name like the College of Emotions.
The Tale of Woe.
I couldn't make it work the way I wanted to, so I'm looking forward to it.
Tale of Woe is definitely got to be the name of one of their fucking abilities.
Yo.
Yeah, we just
My idea is that it's using aggressive bardic die on people, like exclusively just attacks against their abilities. and then a bunch of fancy dead powers, but I haven't really figured out how they're going to work. Maybe some integration with the death now, but I'm unsure. I'd say it's taking some noodling, but I definitely want them to be like aggressively emotional at people.
The College of Id.
The College of fucking emo, baby.
Electric guitar.
Is
One
it
of the
ego?
powers is going to be named "I'm not
Wow.
okay," and it impacts your saving throws. Or something.
It does bonus damage based on how much damage you've taken.
Oh my god.
But yeah, numbies, give them to me. How much to like bring in some really talented bards from up in the shivs and make them a building to like start teaching in?
Okay.
20 grand?
Probably, if you want to get that put up, like
Done.
40 grand.
Well, absolutely.
All right, you should chop 40 grand off your immense total.
Done.
I get you back under 400,000.
Oh no, that's just coming out of my personal stash. I'm not taking that out of party loot. That's my prerogative.
Oh, okay.
Can I upgrade that slightly and make sure there's like an extensive library there? Like just
Actually, getting a library and getting everything copied and scribed is hilariously expensive and ridiculously labor intensive. More likely, you'd have to send a lot of money to King's Seat, where they would do all of the like conversion scribing for a library and then send those books down. That is like 100,000 gold.
I mean,
much
we
was
have
it?
the loot, the money
Good
in
question.
party loot, but that's something. That's so much money we'd have to all
Yeah, you
like
do have
be
the
into it.
means.
I have that.
I mean,
You
I
have
also have
100,000?
100,000, but I'm not spending
I'm
that.
gonna,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have 100,000 on Sylvie. Yeah. 133,000.
I haven't spent a
Yeah.
single cent since the start of the game.
Yeah, I have 149 grand.
Listen, if I was able to run with like Sasha, she'd be having like hundreds of thousands. She'd be keeping that to like get like the flying castle at the end of the campaign.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah. I
Jesus.
mean,
Yeah.
dang, if you want to fucking knock off 100 grand for it,
I
Yeah,
mean,
you can
that's,
knock off 100 grand and get a whole library built. It means you'll be able to do things like research checks without leaving the city. It's
okay.
pretty useful.
I will do that. I'd like to incorporate my machine into it in some regard, but yeah, I'd like to do that.
Well, yeah, it's got to do that like lectern thing in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, you get to use it like that fucking auto scribe thing in 40k, and it does the little, does the little scribey hand that squiggles from side to side. I love that fucking thing.
And it's just smut.
It's just pure pornography.
I just need to get
Okay,
Pogs to
let me
come
just
be
triple
the
check, make sure.
like College of Whispers instructor, ultimate secret keeper.
That's the ultimate secret keeper. It's like, yeah, no one passes that class.
Look, it's the
impossible to pass
Kobayashi
it. No one
Maru.
doesn't know
It's
what the
fine.
test is. Oh, I see. Yeah, you know, that's probably what they named the College of Whispers.
Okay. Taken off.
Excellent.
And
All right.
I'm assuming the no, not at this point, was at me.
The who and what, huh?
The thing in the contract, you said no, not yet.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're not.
That's fine. That's fine. That can be worked on.
Yeah, speaking of that
Down
contract,
payment.
what did you promise her anyway?
Oh, just what any good cow would offer.
What?
Oh, milk for ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
That was what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. But does
So-
that mean that we don't get any milk for ice cream?
You can get the ice cream.
Oh yeah, what was?
True. That, and to
Um,
be fair, I do have a big milky wife at home who
I
makes
was
ice cream
about
with.
to suggest,
Ooh, ice
Thyrenne,
cream.
you have your family has a special property. Would you be interested in joining in freelance work for it?
I think you'd probably want to talk to my mom more than me. She's extraordinarily milky.
I know.
But
I would still like to ask you before I go and ask your mom about her fat milkers and everything.
yeah, I mean,
It
I
seems rude.
don't mind. It's not like I'm doing anything else with it. It just kind of piles up.
Okay. What?
Wild.
Crazy.
Silence bombs.
That you just have piles of milk up and
Well,
about.
yeah, I mean,
I mean, what
I
else are
don't
you
have
gonna
any
do with it?
kids, so what else would I do with milk? I mean,
Actually, that brings a question. What the fuck are yours, Liz?
What do you mean? What the fuck are mine?
Do dragons need milk?
I don't know.
The dragons get
I don't have
milky?
any kids, so I wouldn't be lactating now, would I?
Would you- d- Okay, I need to go and do some research.
One second, I need to Google a thing. Do snakes make milk? I don't think they
No.
do.
They're reptiles. They're
Almost
not
certainly not.
mammals. Ah,
You
I
can milk
like
from
it's
their venom.
it's always really funny to like to look shit up like that and see how many times it's been asked across the internet. One of them is, do rattlesnakes have milk for their young? Do snakes drink milk? Why don't snakes drink milk? Is there any species of snake that drinks
I
milk
mean-
directly? How do you milk a snake? Like it just does that if you look it up once and it makes me laugh every time.
I mean, like, would that be
Fair, how
applicable
do
to,
you
like,
milk a snake is a
to,
valid question because you can milk
Yeah.
her for venom.
Yeah,
was that
whatever.
be applicable to, like, the dragon, like, born stuff and salamanders and
salamanders
all
have live births. That's fine.
I mean, to be fair, salamanders have a humanoid torso, but dragons themselves, like, it's all like
well,
scale body.
dragons don't have
scale test,
tits either.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, like, when transformed, they choose a female body and they choose tits because that's how they represent themselves. Then sure, but at the same time, like, that's not gonna be make pregnant for baby's milk. It's just
No.
if Biggie Milky because Biggie Milky hot.
God. Some Reddit post for Are Wyverns Mammals includes this sentence.
You know what? Yeah, know what?
Based and true.
That's just one of life's beautiful mysteries. I need that like on my gravestone. That would be the best. That would produce questions for the rest of ever as people walk past it. They're like,
What does
is
it
that what
mean?"
killed her? I don't know. Is that how she died in some kind of maybe milk situation? What did she drink?
Oh lord.
Oh, goodness. Oh, God. At the end of all of this, as it comes to a head, Guinevere is probably going to come and chase you all down, or at least go to each of you in turn.
Mm-hmm.
She will
Yep.
sigh and pulls out what appears to be a strip of leather. When she hands it over to you, you can see that scribed into this leather, it says, "Permit one guest," and then her signature is at the bottom.
Oh.
oh.
Look, you've handled basically everything else.
Yeah,
Fun.
figured it was bound to happen eventually.
Yeah. There are ways to get in besides the front door, but frankly, as powerful as all of you are, I don't see the front door stopping you anymore. So I might as well just, I suppose, ease you on your way.
Does this mean we won't? Does this thing mean we won't have to fight that nice messenger male woman lady?
Well,
No,
yeah.
no, you won't have to fight the mailman.
That's
Sweet.
nice. So what
Good.
do you want us to do while we're in there? Is there anyone or anything you need taken care of?
I know this sounds awfully bitter of me, but revenge is a dish best served eventually.
Huh?
So burn the house to the ground. Gotcha.
When all is said and done, I certainly would not be sad to see that place burn down. I'd be afraid for the terrifying magical fallout that would seep from it, but I still would not be particularly sad.
So you're cool with us just killing everybody in there if we want to?
Looting everything we
then
come across and everything.
ransack the place. If you find something that you think is of an interest to me, I was a treasure hunter and a collector of artifacts and magical equipment back in the day. I would certainly be unopposed to more additions to my collection.
Do you still have like a
It's a loot,
room or
pillage,
something in there?
destroy.
No, that's a good question. I don't think so. I can't imagine Uncle keeping my room intact. But then I couldn't imagine keeping like a multi-floor arcane eldritch basement and a wish granter. So, times clearly change. Maybe there is some part of him that's, I was about to say sympathetic, but the thought of that alone makes my gorge rise.
What can you tell us about your uncle?
You know when someone makes a decision that could be seen as ruthless?
Uh-huh.
No.
Mm-hmm.
He was the master at making a ruthless decision and painting it as an act of benevolence, and that went beyond simple diplomacy. It was certainly useful in those measures. It's very easy to curry favor for someone if you make the hard decisions for them and still paint them as not just the right thing to do, but a good thing to do. That kind of power is intimidating in others if they really knew what he was capable of. He did that mortal thing of chasing after immortality, but not in the same sense as she gestures at herself. Vampirism, perhaps. Or even what Kyler eventually decided on was a deification.
Deification.
Yeah.
No, he wanted to be part of some grand apostasy that could still interact directly with the world. Like a god can't do that.
Yeah, like minor deification.
Yes, he wanted to be a
whatever the
godlike
equivalent
power
of
without all of the connected rules to it.
provide
ability to do
benefits
whatever he
warlocks and
wanted.
such.
Yes, exactly. He doesn't want to do any of that shit. He doesn't want to, because that's giving some power away, and that's just not intrinsic to his nature.
Got
I
power
don't
without
know how that put him on his path, if I'm 100% honest. I mean, I certainly fell for the faux benevolence myself, otherwise I wouldn't have likely ended up being pinned in a coffin by Kyla, would I? I'd have been able to see my uncle's insidious planning for what it was, insidious, and prepared myself in some measure. Wouldn't have left myself any weaknesses, any openings, but that's just how good he was at it. I recommend that if you meet him, and part of me hopes that you do, if only because if you don't meet him, I'll be forever looking over my fucking shoulder. If you do meet him, shoot him before he can afford to get conversational with you. I'm sure you won't be able to
Makes
shut him up
sense.
while you're busy trying to kill him anyway, but, giving him a chance to make a case for himself is probably the most dangerous thing you could do.
Yeah, all right.
That goes against my very nature.
Well, I'm sure whatever he is also goes against your very nature.
Oh, I'm all up for shooting first and asking questions later.
Oh, I wouldn't even bother with the questions. And look, let's face it, a person like him, I'm happy to say that Wayne was likely to write down everything. Egomaniacal, I suppose. Although, takes one. Knows when take whatever that fucking saying is. I also know I'm a huge egoist.
Takes one to know one.
Takes one to know one.
Yes, that.
Does that mean you write everything down?
Oh, no, I've always been unwilling to do so because I believe that that's just setting me up for a fall.
Fair enough.
Or maybe I'm just that bitter. If I have secrets, I want them gone with me, as opposed to something some adventurer who ices me for being a vampire finds out, you know? If you'd all jabbed me in the coffin, I'd have been gutted to then know that you also all got all of my belongings and loot and secrets. That would be, frustrating to the very end.
That's
Fair enough.
an understatement.
But he is the kind of megamaniacal person who thought himself invincible by the time he was done doing whatever it is he did, making this wish granter.
Do you think the wish granter's still able to grant wishes down there? I mean, if it ever could in the first place?
I have no doubt that it could in the first place. I know wishes aren't impossible, just improbable based on how much power they require. I can't say much more than that. I don't know the inner workings of them. I know there are reasons why it doesn't happen, and it's something to do with the gods, but I've never been a powerful spellcaster. I'm functionally a ranger.
Thyrenne
No, I suspect he has it and maybe even used it. I don't know if it still has power, if it gains its power back, if it's reusable, or what the cost is.
Well, maybe we'll find out from his research notes down there. Though I can't imagine something he made would have a very appealing price.
It certainly won't have an appealing origin, but, evil is only as evil as the person who wields it. You can have a real piece of shit, but if you tell him to kill a bad guy, then I suppose that's a good deed, regardless of the person who did it.
I guess, but... Well, we'll see how the thing works.
Look, if you find out the thing's got 1,000 orphan souls in it, what are you going to do? Waste all those orphan souls?
No, I'm going to send them back to the Morgan.
Yeah, I suppose that was a bad example for you there.
Thyrenne wags.
It doesn't bring them back to life, though, if you get what I mean.
But that doesn't mean we have to burn their souls up for our own usage.
Sure, souls was a poor example in the first place. I don't know what might power it.
Yeah.
Honestly, souls was unlikely simply for the fact that then you start straying into the domain of the gods again, fucking divine stuff, and that wasn't his jam, so...
I'm sure it has something to do with that mine generating, like, semi-infinite residium.
Yes, yeah. I'm still unsure as to how that was made, or if that was the work of the Wish Granter. I don't know that it specifically was. Maybe it was a symptom of the Wish Granter being created.
That sounds like an
A
Ouroboros.
symptom that just generates endless ore.
Offshoot of some kind.
An Ouroboros? I mean, I suppose it's... She frowns. I don't know. Honestly, because that sounds impossible or convoluted, that's probably why. It would certainly make sense in that regard.
I wonder if wishes are bound by the flow of time.
What? As in, wish to perform something in the past or the future?
If Wayne wished that previous Wayne had a mind full of residium to make whatever he actually did to make the wish granter way easier.
Make an Arcana test for her. She's not fantastic at it, but she's also a theologian.
Just trying to roll.
And an adventurer.
I will certainly do.
Gwen can assist.
Big, big,
I'll assist.
big brain.
I assist.
Beautiful
I'll
brain.
assist.
What was Strahd's? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Strahd doesn't have any fucking Arcana training. He just likes to stab bricks.
I like to stab bricks.
Raw dog her intelligence of admittedly plus 16. All right, Renna, you're the only one who has a particularly good guess, and that might be that it's potentially possible, but the ramifications of creating a paradox like that would probably have like far-reaching destructive events.
I mean, glance around Manor.
Like the
Yeah.
collapsing
Yeah,
of
yeah, I was
the
gonna say,
like,
like,
flame.
yeah,
infinite
and as you
things
think that
spawning out of
Gwen
it.
pauses and rubs her chin, like, I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose
Yeah.
that could be it.
Huh.
It would explain why the things keep regrowing themselves and
Right,
how a fae got trapped here or a goddess turned up or monsters keep appearing out of nowhere. If there's some great big hole in the world that was created by all of this.
Or our magic is so fucking powerful, but only in this area of the fucking world.
That too, I have noticed that on further ranging explorations, the potency basically of everything that I've been carrying and equipped with becomes negligible almost.
Yeah, Mom went out and
See, I don't know if any of you guys have exited this lovely little town of ours, but when I was in the caravans doing escort duty, my healing didn't hit nearly as fucking hard as it
yeah,
does
my
around
mom went out
here.
and helped some adventurers right after Maeve was born, and she said even her sword felt like it was just a hollow echo of what it was while it was here.
In here, I feel like a god. The difference is so fucking huge.
And I didn't do anything important before I came here. I haven't noticed.
Yeah, but now
I
imagine
wouldn't
if
know
you
if there's a
left and the
difference.
shovel didn't do anything, except it felt like hitting them with a shovel.
Yeah, I walked here all the
You know,
way.
sometimes the real
I
shovel
walked
is
here all the way
inside.
from the north, and I was pretty powerful beforehand. I'm good at surviving on my own, but I feel like I could conquer the whole jungles by myself with the power I've gained here.
Yeah, thinking about it, you arrived already with like reasonable magical equipment. Your stuff probably was not quite as potent until the moment you got
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Like it wasn't generating combat advantage for you. It wasn't doing that kind of shit. It was, still magical and it gave your stuff the fire keyword, such as it was, but it wasn't, every time you hit them, blind them, yada,
And
yada,
that's a
yada.
feat, but yeah.
I mean, that's a feat. Yada, yada. I mean, to be fair as well, like everyone's powers will also go down because you'll stop being 4E characters. You'll all become like S&S templates.
Yeah. We go down like half levels and turn into like S&S stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do you fighter of some kind?
I mean,
man.
Thyrenne would still just be a fucking Dawn cleric.
Yeah,
Lizet would be a blackguard, surely.
I made an assassin rogue
A Blackguard.
subclass.
Blackguard isn't
No,
a thing
there
in
you have
in
the
that
Bloody Avenger.
scale.
The same difference.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah,
The bloody. I don't know.
which is pretty cool.
I love being a Healy cleric.
I mean, she
It's
doesn't do spells at all.
very
I think she
powerful.
would be like maybe a
Yeah, just a
tier.
I don't know, you've been out here long enough to find God.
yeah, just
I don't need any god but
Literally, like,
myself.
what up, God?
become a
Please.
cleric of
No
Kaiwan Vardar.
gods, only kings.
I don't
Yeah.
need any gods but myself. Maybe a slayer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Slayer. Slayer sounds very your bag.
The ultra simple fighter, just like Lizet is the ultra simple fighter.
Yes,
Yeah.
she
Way
whack really hard and fire breath, but she whack good. Yeah, that is a reasonable thought. Is that the reason everything is so powerful is because a great big wish was made here, and it's basically been pulling on itself in a
Yeah,
great big
fallout.
magical Ouroboros ever since.
Brutal.
Gwen scratches her chin. I have no fucking idea how he did it. The thought that all of this place being magical as a symptom of him wishing for the means to do something else. It's a little bit intimidating, I'll admit it.
Makes you wonder what he might have been trying to do.
Well, as I say, I'm pretty sure he wanted godless
Yeah, but,
apostasy.
I mean,
Apotheosis, yeah. But without
if he
Apotheosis.
divinity.
managed to do that, why would he leave all of his lands and holdings in ruins? What's the point of
Didn't
having
need 'em
power if you
anymore.
don't do anything with it?
It's possible he failed.
Yeah.
Caught in the loop that he made.
Yeah, endlessly trying to do stuff with it that doesn't work out.
Who knows?
I
Trying
could
to
see
fix Torchlight could end up being everyone's doom, releasing my power-crazed uncle upon the world to tip everything over and kick everyone's bins.
I could see the Wish Granter doing a wish like that.
We do
You ever heard the term monkey's paw?
we do
Mhm.
know that the demon Lord of Wishes hates granting them, so it would make sense that something that just generates wishes would probably corrupt them as a default.
Plenty of theories, but really only one way to find
There's
out.
only one theory that I know
Yeah.
of. And she's pretty great. She'd be a lot of help here, too.
But we'll take care of that in a while. I think we've earned at least a little bit of reprieve before diving deep into it.
Yeah, I've got to
Probably
go
for the best,
set up a
yes.
bard college and stuff.
A bard fair enough.
Well, bards do have a surprisingly diverse set of skills, much to my
They do.
chagrin.
Yeah,
I
that'll
will
take you at
concede
least like a month or two to get that
Mhm.
up and running.
Well, as it stands, we're in no rush.
I suppose. If something bad was going to happen from the Bond Arc Manor, it would have happened a long time ago. Like as a singular event, not just corrupting
Clearly.
everything.
Yeah. For all we know, that event is now dogging our heels, I suppose, that have set you all in motion.
Well, maybe it won't start until we actually go into the manor.
Yeah. And just be aware of, I suppose, causical events. Now that I've decided you're strong enough to do it, who knows if that puts enough will into the world, if that
We'll
has
see.
weight.
I guess we could always go ask the mistress out in the woods. If anyone would know, she would.
Oh. Yeah. What about your purple friend, or is she just still not going to tell?
Probably not.
Thyrenne just reaches a hand out at like Pob chin level and does a little scratchy motion.
Hey, Pobs.
Roll me a d2. All right, yeah. Does the drops chin into hand.
There you
What's
are.
up?
Um,
Oh, you've been discussing
we
secrets.
have. We
Delicious.
wonder if you had any insight you'd be willing to share on the manor and the machinations thereof. Are we on any sort of, like, spoopy time limit?
How to put this in as less explicit a manner as possible. There is a fuse leading to a bottle of alchemist's fire. Long cord. It used to be that cord was typed in a knot. It kept rolling around and around on itself. Someone has snipped that knot off now. The fire has somewhere to go.
Has the
The fuse no longer loops.
has the fire been lit, though?
Guess we better get on it.
Oh, it was lit a
Oh.
long time ago.
Well, I guess.
Burning for a very long, long time, just trapped spinning in its little
Then I guess we
circle.
better get on with things.
Mm-hmm.
She gives her a non-committal shrug.
It's a good thing alchemist fire isn't that threatening.
And there's
That's
a lot
true.
of it is.
Metaphorically, though, your whole world and life is a single piece of paper that it's resting on top of.
So do you want to come into the manor with us?
Eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah, once you've done the boring bits.
But you make the boring bits more fun.
Well, that's true, I guess, but the boring bits are just killing things.
What is there else to do in there?
Learn all the secrets, of course. I'm sure there are plenty of
gotta
things
be
to
But
a
how
read
ton
will
and
of
we know
see.
when...
Oh, fine,
Yay.
I'll help.
Thyrenne gives Paws a big hug.
She drops a big old paws on your head and gives you just like a big ruffle scratch. Gwen quirks a brow. Oh, fair enough. I myself am going to stay out of this because I don't want to be whispered back into a fucking coffin again.
Yeah, there's a lot of baggage.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I figured.
Who knew that 2 words would be so fucking heavy?
2 words? Oh.
Von Dark. Yeah. A
Very well.
physical, literal anchor for me, I'm as far as dealing with my family is concerned.
Carry a heavy burden.
Indeed. Well, I guess it's only a heavy burden if I interact with it. I could just fuck off, I suppose.
It's
Yeah,
like
but I'm waiting to
injecting
see
your
how this
life.
all shakes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, stick around for the fireworks. It'll be fun.
Hmm. If it looks like you're all going to die and fail, I'm going to run before my uncle turns up. But, otherwise, barring that,
That's a great idea.
yeah, good luck
If we
stabbing
do
Wayne.
fail, just go north. There's not a lot of sun up there, and lots of people who would be willing to keep you safe because you're a friend of ours.
Understandable. And I'm, by the sounds of it, sure there are plenty of powerful people there. I wonder what happens if any of them come to this place.
Well, I'm sure if Great-Grandma Theory came down here, she'd just call it divine explosion on the whole manor and burn it to the ground.
Just thinking now of like a level 13 fucking 5e adventurers getting
They double,
4e-ified.
yeah.
That makes them level
26.
26.
This
Yeah.
Theory just walks in, drops an epic destiny power,
Actually,
blows the manor
no.
up, leaves.
Actually, no. Hold on, no. They wouldn't be 26 because the 4E goes to 30, so it'd be like a 1.5 times the modifier.
I think functionally probably just like 25. I don't know that the last 5 levels do a massive amount. So let's see. A level 25 solo. Stuff starts getting primordial there. Oh, hey, Vlakith is here. Vlakith CLV triple I. I can't remember what that is in fucking numerals.
What
What
was
the
it?
fuck?
What was the numerals?
CLV triple I. CL8, whatever that is.
All right. Well, the last one is 8.
Eight.
C is 100 and wait, 158. I think is L 50.
Huh,
158.
Casual,
Nice.
casual hundreds of CR.
The 158th Vlakith. No, that's her title. Her name is Vlakith the
Oh,
CL
right.
V
Not her
triple I.
actual CR. Oh,
That's her class. Yeah, that's her class type. No, her CR is as a 25 solo is fun.
Yes,
Let's
that's right. It's
see
158.
Kind of die. Oh, I see what makes her scary is the fact that all of her shit is like free actions, no provokes, immobilizes, extra damages, and flying around. So it's just that she does a lot of that fucking time magic bullshit.
Fucking
I'm
Lich
surprised
Queen.
I knew like those Roman numerals off the top of my head.
look at you and your big
Yep.
brain.
I believe there's also a Vlakith some numbers lich as well, and that's the comical level 31.
there's
Jesus
a-
fucking Christ.
Level 21 one.
Unarmed Strikes is a fucking
yeah, of course.
monk.
Oh, right, yeah, Vlakith 150 is a god, and then Vlakith the level 21 is the lich.
Yeah.
Think. Yes, yeah, Grasp of the Lich Queen is the first power I read on it. Yeah, okay, so as a CR 20, she's a level 21 solo as a lich, and then as a Gith god, an absolute unbelievable motherfucker at 25.
Holy shit.
Spoopy.
with no weaknesses.
An at-will attack that slows and gives you -4 to all defenses.
So yeah, just level 25 solo theory walks around with just like the Godbuster in her pocket. If it weren't for the fact that it would be a horrendous pain in the fucking ass, the idea of just being like, one in combat encounter, bring your favorite character, we're gonna make them level 30 and see what happens when they fight a bunch of gods.
I mean, look, I'm not
No.
saying I have like Bun Knight already statted to be like level 20 or whatever in 4E, but I
Wow.
do.
So much effort. Fair
Well, I
enough.
got bored one day. I wanted to see how she'd look as a Morning Lord.
Fair enough. I guess theory would be like
Yeah.
an invoker.
Oh wait, hey look, there's level 31 solos on here. Level 32 solos. 33, 4, 5. Oh, Loth the Spider Queen is a level 35 solo. That's fun. And Vecna's a 35. Bahamut's a 37. Sorry, it's a 36, and 36 is the highest level solo in the game.
Yeah.
That would be
Bahamut.
Bahamut and the old man with the canaries. Which
No,
I believe is the
that's
Yellow
just
King.
Bahamut.
Which is no, it's also Bahamut.
Oh, that is a. Oh yeah, Bahamut's blessing, cleansing, mercy. Yada yada yada. Okay, yeah.
Jesus fucking
That's
Christ.
his favored human form.
Right.
The description starts with all fucking caps.
I like that actually. The 7 canaries. He has 7 trained canaries, which he transforms into gold dragons.
Yeah, it's not just him. He has a friends with him, always.
That's also true.
So good luck deal with those.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking
I
Christ.
don't know. Maybe one day I'd put it together, but I feel like it'd just be a ball ache to produce those characters. Like, pick your favorite character from the D&D verse that we've all done, make them 30, and let them fight.
We'd fucking die.
Of course, but that's the whole point. It doesn't matter in that realm.
Yeah. Let him fight.
I'm not gonna lie though. The idea of beating Bahamut's ass is rather amusing.
Bahamut's a bitch.
Bahamut a fuck.
I wish he was.
I don't know, after reading Fizzbands, Bahamut a bitch.
Yeah, in Fizzbuns, yes, but in this one, oh shit, no.
He
This one.
is the highest statted thing in the entire game. Like, they really wanted Bahamut to be the maximum motherfucker.
Trust me, in 40, you don't fuck with
Yeah.
Bahamut. He is
They're cool pets.
absolutely
They're cool.
terrifying.
Look at here. Bahamut here.
There is a
Let's
reason
go.
why when it displays his stats, they're all fucking capped.
1300 HP, 52 AC.
He's difficult
bit.
to hit.
Let's see here. Immune to attacks by creatures of
Okay.
lower than 20th level.
Yeah.
Resist 20 cold, 20 fire. You know, basic stuff there.
No basic shit, that.
Let's see here.
+5 to saves.
Let's see here. So, how many attacks do you get to make with him?
Disintegration.
Oh,
yeah.
here, let's see. Bite does 3d12 plus 10, and the target loses 2 healing surges.
He
At
grasps
+42
you.
versus AC.
He has a fucking
42 versus
grappling
AC, yeah.
attack.
Yay.
Yes,
He can just
Bahamut
grab you,
clutches.
fly up in the fucking sky, and drop you.
Oh, here's the good part with Bahamut Clutch as well. If that hits, then on a failed escape attempt, Bahamut automatically hits the target with his bite.
Nice.
Fun.
Let's see here. Disintegration Breath, +40 versus Fortitude, and 15 ongoing damage save ends. After effect, ongoing 10 damage. So he puts ongoing 25, basically. Let's see here. What else here?
It turns you into mist.
Frightful Majesty, +38 versus Will in a close burst 20. If you fail, you are stunned until the end of his next turn.
He can turn you into fucking mist.
Yeah, also he just
yeah.
Yeah, no, he close
Oh,
blast
Misty does.
10, the target is stunned, weakened, and transformed into a fine mist.
Yeah, you're
fuck?
turned to fine mist. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the other way around. It's comical. He literally Mr. Starks you.
The god of honor, justice, and nobility.
Ability.
Anyway,
Mm.
how about we do experience and
Yes, of course.
Yeah, might as well.
Oh, I
This
guess
takes a lot
though,
sooner because you guys did all the combat encounters without combat again. But you know,
like
Oh wow.
you only need to bloody him though. When
Do you?
Bahamut becomes bloodied, he discorporates and is unable to take physical form for a time.
Good.
yeah, you cannot kill
You
the
only
god.
have-
Only ask him kindly to
No.
fuck off for a little while.
You only have
Yeah.
to do
I'll take that.
658 damage to him.
Oh, that's
Not
okay.
a
I'll take
problem.
that.
Anyway, XP.
Yeah. Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you explore a new location? Yeah, the Ice Palace. New magic item or treasure hoard? No.
Mhm. No.
Defeat a solo war extreme encounter? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Expand
Yeah,
of Torchlight?
bigly.
Also, yes.
Yeah.
Learn something interesting about the Duck Family Wish Granter? Also for the first time in like
Yeah.
20 episodes?
Yay.
Yes. That'll be
That puts us
4
at
EXP.
270.
Nice.
Ooh, actually, you also get a bonus EXP.
Hmm?
Let's see here.
Because we didn't fight the Fake Queen or something like that, right?
Deal with the madness.
Didn't kill it.
Yeah, no. I guess it's. I think that's 2 complete. Frost. Fair. 1 EXP. And then you mean in a fight, right? Bonus for another XP.
So how many bonus in total? Nice.
2.
So
Nice.
Yeah.
272 then?
272.
Hey, I did ask about the fight.
It's true. Very
Listen, we may not have
correctly put.
obtained a new magic item or treasure hoard, but I certainly found a new treasure hoard I want to get my hands on.
Lenny and them panties.
Possibly
that very
Thyrenne and
good,
Cass
yeah.
too, but we'll see how that works. Yeah, that's
think
what I
we're
mean.
more of like the
Mm.
queen.
Let's see. All right. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Regardless, it was on the shorter side and mostly verbose,
Yeah.
but
I had fun.
yeah, excellent.
All right. Well, if you're watching on the stream or YouTube,
Alright,
thanks
see
for
you
tuning
fuckers
in. We
later.
will see you on Sunday for the other Skow&D. Till then, adios and do take care.